Hey, shalom, 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 everybody listening. This is Rabbi Lewis coming to you live again through the power of the internet. Today we have a special guest here today. We have a full panel tonight. Sorry for we started a little bit late because we got in late. Today we have Brother HEZEKYHWH back with us. Today we have some special guests with us. We have Brother Rod Rack, who was on our second video, and we have a brother named Chris Harris with us today. So today's topic, we're going to be dealing with times and seasons, learning times and seasons. When does the Sabbath day start? When do the high holy days come in? We're going to be dealing with that tonight. So yeah, if you guys don't know, Passover is coming up. So this is a big discussion. You know, some people are practicing some people are already celebrating Passover. Some people are already celebrating. Some people aren't. We're going to be dealing with that tonight. I'll let the brothers introduce themselves, and start with Brother ZEKYHWH and then Chris and then Brother Rob.
Hey, peace, family. Everybody out there, Israel scattered all to the four corners of the earth. My name is Chris Harris. A lot of people know me from Debate Talk for You Radio. You know, I used to be a member of the Torah Knights. I left that group because of doctrinal differences. No hard feelings, no ill will or anything like that. I came across Brother HEZEKYHWH's videos actually a couple of months ago before I actually, you know, last night was my first time reaching out to him, you know what I'm saying, and actually speaking to him on a variety of subjects, including this tonight. And I can see that I can see his passion for this and the passion that he has for his people, you know, both messianic and non-messianic, you know, if that word even exists, you know what I'm saying, or that practice even exists, if you ask me, because it doesn't. I believe in the law and the prophets only. I do not believe in the New Testament. I believe it is a book created by the Ptolemies and the Romans, and I'm just here to be edified on both sides to see if I can learn a little bit of something from both sides, from both perspectives. With that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to Rob Rack.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. How you doing? It's kind of weird. I wish I'd have just named myself Rob instead of Rob Rack. People always call me that. That's weird. I believe in the Torah and the Tanakh 100%. I believe that the children of Israel, we have to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments as best as we could so we could come out of this captivity. We have to teach our children and our grandchildren, our nieces, our nephews, our true neighbors, which is our brothers and sisters, and that we need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments in order to find favor in the Most High's eyes. I know once we were all in idolatry, aka most likely Christianity on this side of the world. If we were in Africa, it'll probably be more or less Islam. But I do believe that the law, statutes, and commandments will get us up out of this captivity, or it will help us deal with the current situation that we're in now. And pretty much I am just a regular guy. Nobody's perfect. And that was it. You know, that's pretty much who I am. So we need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now turn it over to the next brother.
To the Most High. My name is HEZEKYHWH.
Hold on 1 second, brother. Rob, you got to mute your mic.
Yeah, my name is I'm a brother HEZEKYHWH, Israel. Like I said, just really here to push the truth regarding the people, the people of the book, and the King, the only King of the universe, of the heavens and earth, YHWH, Yah righteousness. So with that being the case, like I said, today we're going to discuss a few topics, and we can freestyle at the end as well if people want to just bring up certain things. It doesn't really matter either way. But me and the brother Chris was talking on the phone last night, and it was like about, I don't know, it was just like Hebrew after Hebrew coming on the phone, so I didn't know who was who. So, but I noticed something that it prompted me last night, because me and the brother Lewis was thinking about what topics to discuss today. And it just so happened the brothers on there last night with a lot of foolishness gave us the perfect topics to talk about. And that's why I hit Rob up about 3-something this morning about these topics, because I think these are some of the topics we're going to discuss today that I guess that Israel struggles with. So me and the brother Chris was talking last night, late last night or whatever case may be. So I just would go from there.
That's right. Yeah, right. That's good. That sounds great. So let's get started. Let me ask you a question, for Brother Ezekiel. Are we in the new year yet? Has the new year started? If you guys don't know, according to the Julian calendar, which is the calendar we use in America, it's a standard calendar. The new year starts in January, which is the fiscal new year. And the fiscal is just a fancy word for the economic new year. But according to the Hebrew calendar, the new year doesn't start in January. You want to talk about that a little bit, Brother Ezekiel?
Yeah, of course. Of course. The new year starts in the month of Abib, being the fourth, what we would call the fourth month of April. So April 1st, which you can see ironically why those Edomites push April 1st as April Fool's Day. You know, ironically, that's the day of the fools, I guess, because we follow Yah, law, statutes, commandments, precepts, orders, and judgments. So with that being the case, yes, I think a lot of people, even in this captivity, what I know for a fact, we looked at last night, and I heard people saying different things last night, that you can tell they don't have a good grasp of the book, and they're utilizing their experience in this captivity as if that's the response to what's in the actual book, and that's not the case. So we can get into that a little bit. You know, if anybody else want to speak, and we get on that, we can actually get into that.
Brother Robert, Brother Chris, want to say something?
Go ahead, Rob. You can take it.
No, I was just going to say that when we do study and realize the position that we're in and align ourselves up to the law, statutes, and commandments, we'll realize that there's things that we can do and there's things that cannot be done. And basically, say a Sabbath day. So based off the Gregorian calendar, the Sabbath, some people just refer to it as Saturday. So either you're telling me that the Gregorian calendar has been lined up with the law, the days that the Most High set forth, or we're not following it right. But then you have some brothers who, what about the brothers and sisters who have to work on the Sabbath? And so, you know, because if we were in our own land, everything would be shut down. We wouldn't even be on the internet. The internet would be shut down. You know, everything will literally be shut down. So I know that there's some brothers and sisters out there who can't, and I wanted to let them know that the Most High does know that we aren't in a position to have somewhat of a control of our inherent destiny from our forefathers in the law set forth. So I'll leave it at that. Chris?
Like I said, I believe in all the law and all the prophets. That's where I stop at. You know, I was under the impression that you cannot keep a Passover in the land of your captivity via the book, as it stated when Hezekiah restored the temple, restored the priests. They began to celebrate the Passover again. I understand rehearsing righteous acts, as me and Brother Hezekiah was talking about last night. Like I said, I'm here to learn a little bit more on that topic so I can begin to perform the righteous acts of our Creator. All praises to the Most High. And like I said, I'm just real excited to learn and be edified tonight by everybody on the panel.
All right. So let me ask you a question for Brother Hezekiah again. When does Passover actually start? And can we, hold on 1 second. Some audio. Right. Let me ask you for Brother Hezekiah. When does Passover start? And can we keep Passover outside of the land of Israel? Can we keep it? Can you guys hear me?
I can.
I can hear him loud and clear.
The question for Brother Hezekiah is when, if you want to start it off, when does the Passover actually start? And can Passover be kept outside of the land of Israel?
Okay, I had heard you say Rob. That's why I thought you was talking to Rob. Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah, well, like I said, the scriptures make it abundantly clear that when we came out in the book of Exodus Shemot, that the Passover started exactly on the 14th day at evening, right? On the 14th day at evening. And I think that's one of the deals as far as and people don't know how to count the days from a Hebrew tradition. Our day isn't like what we have in America, which is 12 o'clock midnight. That starts a new day. So that's not how the book describes the day, right? The book tells you that, well, we would have to go to Genesis. We would have to go to Genesis chapter 1 to break down what a day is and what constitutes a day and when does it actually start. This was the conversation me and the brother Chris was talking. I was talking to some guys last night. I guess they was from Cincinnati or somewhere. And we was talking to them last night that, like I said, I'll explain that as we further go in. Okay, but we'd have to go to Genesis chapter 1 first to understand what constitutes a day, a 24-hour period, when it starts. Then we can go into the high holy days because we'll know exactly what Yah is saying. Because Yah did some things revealing with the Passover and things like that you really won't grasp unless you understand Genesis 1, chapter 1, verses 1 through 5, which is showing you what an actual day is, what constitutes as a day.
Okay, that sounds great. So for those who don't know, hold on 1 second. Brother Hezekiah is a flat earther, which means he believes the earth is flat. And he believes the earth is flat, and he follows a geocentric model versus a heliocentric model. What does that actually mean? Of course, according to modern science, if I'm not mistaken, the earth revolves around the sun. That's called a heliocentric model. But according to Hezekiah, that's incorrect. The sun revolves around the earth, which is called the geocentric model. I guess he wants to expound on that a little bit.
Well, I mean, you can go online, you can research like pictures of planet Earth, things like that. You won't find a real picture of this so-called planet Earth. Then you can go and look at some of the top scientists saying it's an oblate spheroid, right? And that's OBLATE SPHEROID, oblate spheroid. And what that is, it's supposedly shaped like this, like a pear. But every picture NASA supposedly show us is round, literally round, right? Not oblate like an actual pear. It's actually round, circular, right? Almost a perfect circle, right? So as far as in that, it's real simple. The earth is flat. If you trust your senses, you know we're not moving at 17,000 miles per hour and all this nonsense. You also know that when you look at this, the reason they push this globe is because the children of Israel themselves have been praying to what they thought was Jerusalem, which isn't, right? So they don't want us praying, as 1 Kings 8:46 says, back towards the Holy Land, back towards the location of the temple. They don't want us doing that. Just like they don't want us knowing the name of the Creator, right? That's, if you notice, all the important things that we need to do to save ourselves, whether it's praying towards the temple, what's the name of the Creator, all of these things, there's debates about. How can it be just all the things that are most important to the Most High? There are debates about it. That right there should show you that's some funny business going on. But yeah, like I said, dealing with the actual planet. Like I said, we're flying around the sun, and all this madness, this nonsense, rotating around the sun. It's very simple and easy to see that the sun isn't 93 million miles away. It isn't. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Big ball of gas, 93 million miles away. You stand outside, big ball of gas, give you a heat stroke. 93 million miles away. Come on, man. Listen, but the thing about it is when you're taught these things and you're the children of a slave, then you only can accept what your oppressors tell you. You can't look and reason for yourself, which is, like I say, most people don't think. All they do is regurgitate what they hear. They don't know how to critically analyze something and say, okay, you know what? That doesn't make sense, or that makes sense because. And then you talk to 99% of the people that say that the earth isn't flat. They can't even add well. Let's not even talk about dealing with trigonometry. They can't even add. And that's why they can. Let me show you. Let me give you an example. I want to show you guys something real quick. Okay, I want to show you guys something real quick. Hold on one second. Check this out. I want to show you something. All right. So check this out. I want to show you guys this real quick. I'm going to share this with you guys. Now, keep in mind, all the Negroes that are talking about, hold on one second. All the Negroes, can you guys see that?
No, it's dark. Bring it back up.
Hold on one second then. I want to show you guys something real quick. Just bear with me just for a second. All right, so check this out. Let me know when you can see this. Can you guys see that?
Yep. The equation, yeah.
Okay. Now, if right now you walked up to 50 Negroes that you know, and you told them to solve this or their mother was going to die, that mother would die. Right? Let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 100. Right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know nothing about calculus. Let's just keep it 100. So the point and the reason I'm saying this is because you got people sitting there saying all these different things. Look, if you throw this in front of a Negro, this is kryptonite. You throw this in front of a European, it's kryptonite. Most people don't know nothing about this. And this is what they do. They throw things at you. And if you look at there's a book called the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. And they talk about stuff like they just throw things at you that the average person can understand. So the average just runs with it because they look at an equation like this and they don't know what the hell's going on. Like I said, if you told them that they had to answer this, their mother would die. Their mother would actually die. There's nothing they can do to help themselves or anyone else. So that's the point I'm getting to. All the people that are smart, all the people that will argue you up and down talking about the earth is this and the earth is round, it's an oblate spheroid and all these different things. Man, they're just going on YouTube videos and on websites, hearing people say shit and they're just repeating it. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. That's what they're doing. And anybody with a half a brain knows that. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is we want to seem like we smart, so we'll look at that equation and say, yeah, you're right. Yep, that proves it. And a Negro don't even know what an algebraic expression is, right? Now, I'm very good at math, and that's the reason I know it's a lot of bull crap with it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's funny because it's just people taking one word versus you trying to explain something through your understanding and through your intelligence and your wisdom versus somebody just going to repeat something a professor told them. And we see science books and things like that change all the time, right? You know, you see all this stuff changes all the time. Yet all of a sudden we don't see none of this stuff. Like I said, it's just nonsense, man. It's nonsense. So yes, the earth is flat. And for any Israelite running around here talking about the earth ain't flat, you fool, you have to explain how Joshua asked the Most High to make the what? What did he ask the Most High to make the what stand still? The sun stand still? He didn't ask the earth to stand still. Now, if the earth is flying and rotating around the sun doesn't move according to the heliocentric model. So what in the hell would see, now you're looking at your ancestors telling you your ancestors are lying. Oh, they were dumb. They just didn't know any better at the time. No. You're considering the ways of the heathen and you're following the ways of the heathen. I roll with my ancestors any day of the week. Because my ancestors at least were linked into the Most High when they were in their right mind. But the same people that enslaved us and that have and we talk about miseducation in America. We talk about how the African Americans have been intentionally miseducated, right? But then the same Negroes will take the same sciences and disciplines and try to sit there and pretend that they know what the hell they're talking about. So with that being the case, yes, the earth is flat. And now if we want to go into more detail with it, trust me, I can go into Foucault pendulums. I can go into all that different stuff. Because like I said, you're not just dealing with a basic Negro, right? I'm not a basic Negro. So we can deal with any of these things, but it's easy to prove the earth is flat. But like I said, most people don't want proof. They just want to believe. And that's why the problem we're having in America right now, dealing with the scriptures, everybody's believing. So yeah, go ahead.
Definitely. For those who don't know, the tribe of Issachar were the ones who were determining the times, right, brother? Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. The tribe of Issachar they had the ability to look and tell you different signs and things like that, signs of the time. That's right there in our book.
Okay, Brother Rob or Brother Chris, want to respond?
Oh no, like I said, I'm fine right now. When I got something to say, don't worry, I will say it. Well, let me just say this real quick. When we look at the high holy days and we see the feasts that the Creator gave us, what I'm not understanding from most of the camps is he never gave us permission to eat a man. And I mean, we might as well just address the elephant in the room. He never gave us permission to do anything of the such. So I'm trying to figure out, like, is it something that I'm missing in the doctrine of that New Testament where everybody follows it and where we clearly see what Yah told us what to do? We see Daniel, we see Hezekiah, we see the testimony, we see the law and the testimony, and yet we're still in this idolatrous mindset. You see what I'm saying? His face is not turned, his face is turned against us right now. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, why doesn't anybody understand that?
They're not seeking out the book, leaning to their own ways, not following the law, statutes, commandments, precepts, orders, and judgments.
Right.
Thinking wise, and you end up with Negroes that start trying to preach sermons when they're supposed to be just reading a verse, right?
Correct.
Israelites become Christian pastors. A Christian pastor would take 2 verses and make a 2.5 hour sermon out of it. And it happened to me last night. Had 2 Negroes on the phone. Yes. They took 4 verses in 10 minutes, 4 verses. All to be wrong because of a pride thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and let me add on to that real quick. When we look at the high holy days and what Yah appointed for us, those high holy days were dedicated to Him. When you open up the New Testament or as I like to call it, the New Testament God, because that's what it is, He says, do this in remembrance of me. But Yah clearly instructed us not to do such things. And what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is our Creator never told us to do that. Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, Leviticus 26, 1 Kings chapter 8, Daniel 9 gives you a testimony of what He did while He was in captivity. And I just want to know, you know, from if there's anybody out there listening and wants to come aboard during this freestyle challenge, I want to ask them, what is it that they don't understand what Yah told us to do? He told us to seek his face and pray for our forefathers and beg for forgiveness. Then ask for your forgiveness, as Daniel did when he made supplication in Daniel, the 9th chapter. I don't get it. I don't get it. You're not saved. There's no salvation. We're still in the land of our captors. We did not come over here on vacation. You know, and I learned a lot last night from Big Brother. And like I said, that's why I'm on here tonight, so I can just continue to learn and get the understandings of the laws, statutes, precepts, orders, and judgments, and the commandments of the Most High. That's what we're supposed to be returning to. Hell, you hear Rob Rack, he constantly yelling that all the time. He's yelling it all day long. You know, I don't believe as of right now that you can keep a high holy day and celebrate it in captivity. We see in the book of Zechariah, when they returned from the Babylonian captivity, the Most High reinstituted the feast. He said, now you're going to be able to keep those feasts, all those feast days. And here it is, we're trying to keep all these feast days in our captivity. That's fine, practicing the righteous act. I understand that. But we forgot what we're supposed to be doing. We're worshiping the idol, or we're coupling the idol with the Most High's name, and we're trying to celebrate a high holy day in his name, in JC's name. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. When David was in the wilderness, he said, I'm not pouring out any libations to another man, for another man. I'm not doing that. David never sought after another Elohim. He never did that. But yet all of us over here in this diaspora is doing that. Yep, and brothers and sisters in Africa, all over the world, they are all trapped up in this Christianity. Christianity is incantation, first of all, because it tells you in order for you to believe in Jesus, you have to accept him as your Lord and Savior. When Yah said he is your Redeemer and your Savior. That's what the Creator said in his book. He says, seek ye the book of the law so you can learn these things. And I just say to myself, I don't think it means anything to any of these street camps, any of these Christians. I don't think they even care about it. All I think is they happy in the situation they in. We just had a young man shot 20 times in his own grandmama's backyard, unarmed, and nobody cares. Them cops that shot him believe in Jesus too. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting a little preachy. I'm not trying to do that. Y'all got to forgive me for that. But man, you're not supposed to be drinking no blood or eating another man's flesh. If it's anything against the law, statutes, and commandments, you have a right to question it. I don't care what book it's in. If, like Ezekiel brought something out last night. He said, Chris, what's up with that and that thorn? Man, he brought that out. That had me thinking. Exactly. You remember what we was talking about? Exactly. And I said the same thing. Why would we need that? Casting lots. Why did we need that? The Most High said in Amos chapter 3 that he said, I don't keep anything secret from my people. I reveal everything to them through my servants, the prophets. We had priests, we had prophets, we had kings, we had mashals, we had our own kingdom. And now everybody just seemed like they satisfied living in this kingdom over here, this Babylonian nonsense that we in over here. You got one New Testament, all these different letters, not scripture, letters from one man. And these 4 gospels where Jesus got 2 birthdays and everybody living out the 4 gospels in Paul's letters. And some nonsense called the book of Revelations, when it ain't nothing but a forgery of Daniel, Zechariah, Ezekiel, and our prophet Isaiah, peace be upon them. Which I burned, by the way, because it's a false altar. I ought to burn this entire New Testament. It's a false altar. And it's teaching our people wickedness. All praises be to Yah. Y'all can have it back.
Have you guys ever noticed how everybody that believes in JC, the idol, YHWH, Yahushua, Yeshua, Yehoshua, all of them, have you guys ever noticed that everybody that believes in these idols, they are the same ones out on the street corners cussing people out, talking crazy to people, destroying, treating their own people worse than the heathen treat their people. At least in today's time, most Europeans, Gentiles don't go out and just yell obscenities at the children of Israel. But the children of Israel that call themselves the prophets are out there yelling. First off, we're going to get into what we did with the Shabbat. They out there on the Shabbat, first off. They're out there on the Shabbat. And we're going to get into the Shabbat and the whole teaching on the Shabbat and how they're out there on the Shabbat day. And that's a violation of the Shabbat. And then they're talking about they only have the truth. But they only had the truth when the schools was all one school. Then they all split up. But if it was all about truth and all about righteousness and justice, then why did the Most High break it up? Then they'll tell you Satan broke it up. Then it'll be the devil. Then it'll be the white man infiltrated. It'll be all these other different things. Like I said, the most lawless people on the planet, that hippie on the stick, they use him as a crutch. Jeepers Creepers, they use him as a crutch. That's what they do. It's a crutch. It's a way that they don't have to be responsible for their actions. Because the Italians, they will kill a person, go into church, talk to the priest, Padre, and then in the name of Jesus or Hail Marys, say some Hail Marys, and then go back out and kill some more people. And the children of Israel just ain't that bold, but in the name of their Jesus, they'll attack their own brothers and sisters. Households are divided. And you know what's funny? In the book, JC said, I came not to bring peace, but a sword. To make the mother beef with the daughter. And to make the father beef with the son. But when we read Malachi, he says what? Chapter 4, he says, no, I come that the father and son can reunite. I come that the mother and daughter can reunite. Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Now ask yourself, you supposed to be saving me and my people, but in the same breath, you telling me that you coming to split my family up. And we see it. If your brothers are Baptist and you are Episcopalian or Jehovah Wickedness or any of these other things, or you are One West Israelite, or you are gathering a church, Christ, yeah, I'm saying all of them. It's all garbage. And people get caught up in this gang mentality. Oh, the camps are growing. And look, man, brother, look at that, brother. They got this video and they're doing this and they're doing that. Man, straight idolatry. What is the difference between them and Kenneth Copeland? Oh, the difference is Kenneth Copeland's on a higher level. That's it. They teach the same thing.
Same thing.
Same nonsense. There's not one doctrine that these camps teach that's correct. Even Israel, they make up a 12-tribe chart.
There's not 12 tribes.
Even tithing. What do? Send your tithes and offerings. They want money. Deuteronomy 14, ain't no money. You can't name one thing that these camps teach that is actually accurate. How are we going to be saved? UFOs, spaceships. Spaceships. No different than Heaven Gate Code. The Heaven Gate Code, at least they caught a ride on a comet. These Negroes talking about they get on a spaceship, gonna go up in outer space. Then when the nuclear missiles come down and destroy everything, then they're gonna come back down and kill the rest of the people off. But then at the same time, they're gonna have spiritual bodies. But if they got spiritual bodies, why they got to go on a spaceship? If I can fly to Neptune at the speed of light, what the hell I need to get saved from a nuclear bomb for? You know, why do I need to all this? Just like they got spiritual glorified bodies, they can't die. But in Revelation, they got to eat the fruit that heals them. Hold on, why are you even eating food if you can't die? How can you starve to death if you can't die? They got a tree in the book of Revelation that grows on two sides of the river, where there's some roots over here, they come across and make a big tree going up, a damn wishbone. Like, people are not even thinking about this stuff. They're not. And that's the garbage that the nations have put in our head. So now all we do is whatever the nations say, we flip it and make it black. If the nations say that we're Jews, oh, the Jews are black. If the nation say Bruce Lee is an Asian, now Bruce Lee is an Israelite. You know, Bruce Lee is an Israelite now.
Not seeking the book of the law.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he's an Israelite now. Then you look at some of these camps got these Europeans in there, flat out Europeans. They Israelites though. Or you can tell by their spirit though, Jakes, because they can dance. They grew up in the hood and they sound like they black because they talk like they black because they've been around some black people, so that mean they Israelites now. Foolishness.
Man,
What's up, bro?
no, I had just wanted to say, I've been waiting. I just wanted to say, ever since you guys started off with the flat Earth, I've just been waiting patient. I do want to say that Jesus is probably the world's strongest man if he lived. Idolatry is extremely strong, and Israelites are rebellious and hard-headed. And with that, when we are stubborn like a mule. And when we come across new information that rattles our senses, we tend to reject it. And what the problem is, Israelites do not want to do any thinking, any critical thinking. Israelites want the easy path, because with Jesus, you don't have to put in no work. You can be with Jesus, you could be a child molester for 85 years, and right on your deathbed, you could just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I believe in Jesus. And then all of a sudden you're in heaven. So you mean to tell me you get the same heaven as somebody who's been good all their life, and then at the end of their life, they get a speeding ticket, and now they're in hell because they got a speeding ticket and they ran over somebody who ran across the street against a red light, something like that. But this person been molesting children for 80 years. And then now he just said, I believe in Jesus, and you get to go to the same place. There's no incentive for Israelites to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But with Jesus, you can do as thou wilt, like Crawley or whatever, Aleister Crawley. You could do what you want to do and then go to church and pray over it, and it's good. You can eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, but as long as you pray over it, it's kosher. Going back in the conversation, I remember having a conversation with a brother about the flat earth some years ago. And this brother, who I got a lot of respect for, he was like, nah, what about the hollow earth? And I was like, nah, man, I believe the earth is flat. He said, man, you go out there with that BS, they go chew you alive. And I said, nah, man, just think about it. Water levels itself out, and I'm watching. And then one day I just said, you know what? I'm going to go on and say it, and I got a lot of flack for it. And as long as I stood upright, and I said, okay, let me use this to see which Israelites are going to try to use their thinking and which Israelites are going to just be blind followers. And most of the people who watch my videos, they aren't blind followers. They're not just going to simply follow me, because a lot of people, when they watch my videos, they look for the errors. And if it's any errors, then that's what they'll jump on. So it's a good thing. And we should not, as Israelites, gauge Israelitism based off the camps. We know as soon as you come up out of Christianity, the camps, Deuteronomy 28:68. Oh yeah, that's us. But you still in idolatry. So when you just put blackface on the white Jesus, or when you just put blackface on anything, or when you judge something, we tend not to use critical thinking. And Israelites love rolling with power. Okay, it's that gang mentality. I do believe that most Israelites who seek to join these camps are the same type of Israelites who, if they were younger, would seek to join a gang. I do believe that we as Israelites, we as quote unquote participating, practicing Israelites have to show these brothers through the word that if they are in error, all they have to do is stop. But like I said, you know, your boy Jesus, YHWH, he's a strong dude. And you know, and if you're not careful, you could be sucked into the vortex, which is Christianity or Catholicism or whatever the case may be. And I hope that this lesson today serves to help break a few people away from the Jesus chains and the Christianity chains and things of that nature. So yeah, that's all I have wanted to say.
All right, definitely, that sounds great. So let's get started, because that's over at House of Yah, we get busy with the Bible. We get busy with the scriptures. Some scriptures. I know Brother Hezekiah said that we talk all the time when the set comes in the house. But a lot of these ABC camps, West, whether it's IUCC, they go outside and teach. So let's open up with Exodus 16:29. Look at that. Let's open up with some scriptures.
Acts chapter 16, verse 29, you said?
Exodus 16 and 29.
Okay. I've been dissecting the book of Acts lately in the first place, so I'm glad we went here, because I definitely want to get on with this.
That's the book of Exodus 16:29. Let me start at verse 28.
Okay. But Paul called with a loud voice, saying, "Do yourself no harm, for we are all here." Exodus. Okay, you said Shemo. All right, my fault. I'm about to say. All right.
28 through 29 to prove that you're not supposed to leave your house on the Shabbat.
Can y'all see it on the screen? Hold on. Let me know if it's. Can you see it on the screen?
Oh yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it, brother.
Okay, is it coming through clear? Is it coming through clear?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Exodus 16:28, it says, "And Yah said unto Moshe, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws?" Verse 29, it says, "See, for Yah have given you the Shabbat. Therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day." So the people rested on the 7th day. Verse 30.
So verse 29 says that let no man leave his house on the 6th day. So you guys, anybody? So let me ask you before we get into that. When does Shabbat day come in, brother Hezekiah? Because you got camps like ZMF that are teaching that the Sabbath comes in during the new moon. The new moon determines the Sabbath day, so the weekly Sabbath is not historical. So you want to talk a little bit about that? And can you leave your house on the Sabbath day?
Well, no, you're not supposed to leave your house on the Sabbath day. The new moon, there is a new moon Sabbath, but the new moon Sabbath obviously isn't the weekly Sabbath, because the new moon comes once a month. The word moon, month, comes from the word moon. You only get one new moon per cycle, right? So obviously, but Yah said the 7th day. Every 7 days, there's not going to be a new moon. So anybody that retarded to think that every 7 days you get a full new moon, they should really almost slit their innards and let their intestines fall out. It's ridiculous. So all we have to do, let's go back to Genesis real quick, chapter 1. This is what I was getting with the guys last night. But like I said, they went to the idolatry. So he saw it, but then he wanted to rip and run and give lectures. And I ain't got time for all that madness. It's 2-something in the morning. So can you guys see Genesis chapter 1? Hello?
Yes. We can.
Okay. So check this out. Genesis chapter 1. It says, let me just move this over. Hold on. Move that over. All right. Genesis chapter 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." Verse 2, "And the earth was without form and void. And darkness. Can everybody see that Hebrew 2822? Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right. That's the Hebrew word koshek. And it says from the Hebrew 2821, kashak. As you can see, kashak says to be dark, withholding light, translated to be darkened, to be black, dark, darken, cause dark, to be dim, hide. But here, the guy tried to tell me it said Hebrew 2821, but it doesn't. It's Hebrew 2822, but they're interchangeable. Koshek, the dark. Hence, literally darkness, figuratively misery, destruction, death, ignorance, and sorrow, wickedness, darkness, night, obscurity. Now, we know the Most High is creating the what we call the planet right now. So it's not talking about misery, destruction, death, ignorance, or sorrow, or wickedness, because ain't no man on the planet at this time. This is the Creator getting busy, creating things through his creative power. So we know that it's going to be more than likely we're dealing with what? Darkness, night, obscurity. When you're at night, you drive and your vision is obscured, right? Your reaction time is weaker. Why? Because it's what? It's harder to see. So check this out. So Hebrew 2822, as can be seen right here, is the word darkness. Everybody see that? Darkness. See that? Darkness. So it says, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Verse 4, and God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the what? Darkness. That word darkness in verse 4. What Hebrew word is that again? Hello?
I'm sorry, I had it on me.
Okay, so that's Hebrew 2822, right? The same word that's in what? Verse 2. I'll put it on the cursor right there. Y'all see that? Hebrew 2822 is in verse 2. And in verse 4, Hebrew 2282, that darkness is the same one. Now, I told the brother last night that the word darkness right there means nighttime. He said, no, it doesn't. He went into this whole exegesis, and I let him spin himself right into oblivion because he tried to say the word darkness is Hebrew 2821, but it's not. It's Hebrew 2822. Now watch this here. So Yah is going to give us the formula in these first 5 verses on how we determine what a day is. Verse 5, and God called the light day. So the light outside is called day. And the darkness, Hebrew 2822. Everybody see that? Koshek? He called what? Night. Layir, right? That is night. Literally. See that? So the darkness is night. And it says, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So the day does not start with morning time, because the word evening, 6153, Arab, it says dusk, day, even, night. So the day starts when it gets dark outside, because the word night is interchangeable with the word darkness, because it says in verse 5, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So if the Creator called the night darkness, and they're both interchangeable, then why is mankind making up his own thing? It says the evening and the morning were the first day. When you look up the word evening, 6153, it says dusk, day, evening, tide, night. Just like the word darkness is, the Most High called it what? Night. And then it says the morning, Hebrew 1242, boker, it says what? Properly done as the break, generally morning, early morning, morrow. Okay? Boker. So it says the evening, when it got dark, all the way to the morning, which is not morning how we call it, but it's going down to all the light in the day. That is the first day. So you don't count the day at 12 o'clock midnight like the Europeans and like the heathens that think to change the times and laws. Y'all just gave us the formula. Evening and morning were the first day. So let me ask y'all a question. If evening and morning is the first day, then day 2 will start with what?
The next evening.
Exactly. And guess what? Day 1,000,000 will start with what?
Evening, day 1,000,000 too, I guess, if that's what you're asking.
That's it. It's that simple. So now
it's just that simple.
It's just that simple. So now, but what do? Living in America with daylight saving times and all this other show me daylight saving times in the Torah or the Tanakh. When it's dark outside, the day starts. When it get dark again, the next day start. Just that easy. Ain't no daylight saving time. You ain't gotta round your clock back and lose no damn sleep. You see, that's madness. And that show you man is tampering with things, but the Creator just told us right here. I don't see nothing in verse 5 about daylight saving time. Do anybody else see it?
No, sir.
Okay, so when it's light outside, God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And it's that simple. We do that. Now we call that today the same thing. But the word evening is where we get tripped up. Because when it turns evening time or at even, at dark, that's the new day. So the Jews do not keep the Sabbath day. They said they do it when it hits sunset. Well, guess what? Right now, I'm going to show you my outside. I live in Shreveport, Louisiana, right? So I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Okay. I want y'all to see. Let me share my screen. I want to show you something real quick. All right. As you guys can see, outside, there's no sun, correct? There's no sun outside, but you see how it's light outside?
Mm-hmm.
But it's light outside, but there's no sun. Because the new day hasn't started yet. When it gets dark, that starts the new day. So the Jews, they keep the Shabbat based on when the sun sets. But when the sun sets, that's not called darkness. It isn't dark outside yet.
That's the
right
evening.
now. It's still it's 7:36 p.m. Central Standard Time right now. So that means you are in Florida, brother. It's 8:36, right? And and Rob, dealing with you, that means it's what, 5:36, right? And Lou, with you, that means it's still 7:36, right? I mean, 8:36, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it. So now it's not dark here, but it's 7:36. The sun has completely set. The sun has completely set. Oh. The sun has completely set, but it's not dark. But it's not dark. But the sun has completely set, but it's not dark. Okay? There's no sun outside. Okay? Just that easy. So the Jews are keeping it wrong as well. Darkness. I think, Louis, you asked me one time about Judaism, and I told you Judaism is idolatry. They don't keep nothing right neither. They ain't no Edomites. So like I said, so if the day starts at night, then that means the Shabbat also starts at night. It's just that simple. Now, in captivity, I know we all have our issues with whatever's going on, dealing with Shabbat and things like this. But this is crystal clear, verses 1 through 5, that darkness starts the new day. It's that crystal clear. No one can take that and run with it and make it something else. And the reason I know for a fact it is, check this out in the book of Nehemiah. I'm gonna share my screen real quick and show you something.
I wanted to do something real quick while you finding that. Even these Horites know that the night is the beginning of day, because 12 a.m. is in the middle of the night. Now, I'm not trying to say that they're right, but what I'm trying to say is, they sought to change the times. these heathens. But even then, you know, like they even start, you know, like 12 a.m. You would think like if you really trip, PM starts in the middle of the day for them. You know, the afternoon starts in the middle of the day. You would say, well, damn, the sun is at the highest peak. It's right on top of me. And now they start that as the PM. Sometimes you could just put something in plain sight. Not saying that they're right. I'm saying sometimes it's so easy to be understood, and we overthink that. And
I think they're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was going to end it, but I was just going to say that sometimes, like with an Israelite, you can put, like, if anybody has a bookshelf, and your safe should be in a bookshelf. Your safe should be a book. You could cut out 10 books and put $100,000 in each book. And when the Israelite breaking in your house, he go take your TVs and your Jordans. And you'll run right to the bookshelf and be like, well, I got $1 million still sitting right here. Because we don't care to read. We don't care to, you know, we only want to use critical thinking when it suits us.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Facts.
Well, you know what ends up happening is when we get 12 a.m., but by the time you wake up, it's let's just keeping it simple. But when you wake up, it's 7:30 a.m. Even if you're going by heathen time, they're telling you the day begin at night at 12 a.m. They telling you, even with their heathen logic. So what I'm trying to sit up there and say is it's not according to the daytime for us in this captivity has started from the time we get up in the morning, not according to Yah's set times and set times. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I said, no one uses critical thinking.
Right. I think me and Seki were talking, and like he brought out, every year in the Jewish tradition, the Passover is on a different day. I think he wanted to talk a little bit about that. Why every year the Passover starts on a different day.
Yeah, but I want to show something real quick. Check this out. I want to show something. Can you guys see this? Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 19. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, watch this. This is a pure dagger for all wicked Israelites and Negroes that want to keep thinking that the day doesn't start when it gets dark. It doesn't start at sunset. Watch what it says. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Shabbat. So it began to get dark, but the Shabbat hadn't started because the day starts at night, at darkness. It says it began to be dark, but it wasn't dark yet. Right now outside, it's starting to be dark, but it's not dark. The sun has gone down. So you start talking about twilight. But I'm going to read it again. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Shabbat, I commanded that the gates should be shut and charged that they should not be open till after the Shabbat. And some of my servants set out at the gates that there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. Showing you the Sabbath started when it was what? When it was dark. And how did I figure this out? When you go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 5, evening, darkness is called what? Night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Look at Passover. Now, watch this here. You ask a Jew, hey, what day does Passover start on? They'll say the 14th day, right? But that's not true, because when you go and look at Passover, it's supposed to last for 7 days.
That's right.
Bread. But if you say 14th, right? Check this out now. Real simple. Check this out. Real simple. If you say 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st day, that's 8 days. But the book says 7. So when you go back and look at it, it says what? on the 14th day at evening. When it gets dark is the 15th day, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, 7 days. That's simple. This is why all these Negroes, I can go to any Israelite online website, and last year Passover was different than this year. Now, how is that possible? It's just like your birthday. It's like your birthday being on a different date every year. That's ridiculous. Why is it your birthday doesn't change, but Easter changes? Right? Why is it your birthday doesn't change? I ain't never seen nobody say, well, really, I was born on the 28th day, but this year I'm celebrating on the 26th. But that's what people are doing. Because like I said, they're into idolatry. They're being wicked. They're not really reading the book, so they don't have the understanding. So now, once you understand that the day starts at night, as just like Nekemia said, before the Shabbat, when it was getting dark, but before the Shabbat, it began to be dark, but it wasn't dark night yet. Like Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 and 4 says, and 5, 2, 4, and 5. So now that we understand that the night, the actual darkness starts the new day, now we can go into the Passover and we can see it. He says the 14th day at evening. And you look up that word there, it's night. One of the definitions is night, because that's when the new day starts. Now, I asked me and Brother Chris was talking about it last night. And when you go back and look at the Passover, the Most High said that the children of Israel had to do what? They had to sacrifice a what? Lamb, right? Of the first year. Now, a lamb of the first year is 80 to 100 pounds. And it also says in the book, with the pertinence thereof. Right? So let me get that real quick, because it says the pertinence. Right? Check this out. It says the pertinence. And this is going to be Exodus chapter 12, verse 9. Eat not of it raw. As you guys know, we can't eat blood, nor sodden at all with water, meaning we can't boil it, but roast with fire his head with the legs and with the pertinence thereof. Now, the pertinence, Hebrew 7130. If you can look in, it'll tell you the bowels, everything inside. So now what I did was I went to this website so you guys can see from a definition. It says pertinence, noun, obsolete, in animals, viscera, or internal organs, especially the heart, liver, and lungs. So we had to roast this lamb with everything in it. And Negroes are telling me that took an hour. If it was getting dark on the 14th day at evening, by the time the thing was cooked, it had to be nighttime. Because you can't cook 100 pounds of flesh, 80 to 100 pounds of flesh in an hour. Because I know how to cook.
That's right.
And last night, I don't eat the unclean turkey, but last night, me and the brother Chris went on the website, and I read how it said that a 29 to 40 pound turkey takes 4.5 to 5 hours stuffed to cook it. That's a 29 to 40 pound bird in an oven, and they weren't even using an oven. They was roasting it. So you know it took longer. That's why he said, put your staff on, put your coat on, put your sandals on, because we left at night. So it's the 14th day at evening. It's technically the 15th day when we started eating the feast of unleavened bread, when we started eating the unleavened bread, and we started eating the lamb with the bitter herbs, right? And then we had the unleavened bread and the lamb with the bitter herbs. And if you notice, the Most High said the next day, light outside, you are not to have any that remains. You must what? Burn it. You see? So that's in Exodus chapter 12.
Yep.
It says, verse 10, it says, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. Hebrew boker, the same word we read over in what? Genesis chapter 1, verses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In particular, verse 5. And that which remaineth of it until the morning, boker again, ye shall burn it with fire. Thus ye shall eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this what? Night. So it's the 15th day. Because the Passover is just when Yah passed over and killed the man, woman, and child and first beast of the firstborn of Egypt. That's the Passover. And afterwards, you get the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night. Hebrew word, layil. Same word we saw in Genesis chapter 1, verse 5. If we jump back to Genesis 1 and 5, the word for night, layil. That's simple. So now we got a bead on how the days work with the Most High, which is very important. Because, you know, if a man has sex with his wife, it tell you he ejaculates, he is unclean until the what?
Next evening.
To the evening.
Day, excuse me. Yeah, day, correct. The evening, excuse me.
Yeah,
I got confused for a minute. My fault.
Yeah, when it gets dark. So if you and your wife has sex this morning, you're unclean till tonight. You have to take a shower, a bath, and then you're unclean until tonight. Just that simple. So now we know how the days work. Now imagine if you don't know how a day work, you have sex with your wife, and you out there praying to the Lord and you unclean. Talking about you want the Lord to visit you. How is he going to visit you and you're unclean? See, these are some of the most important things because the children of Israel will roll over right from having sex with their wife and ask the Lord to visit them in a dream. Ask the Lord to visit them. You're unclean. He can't come reveal himself to you. You're unclean.
May I add? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the problem that we have is that we did not completely clear out the land of Canaan, and that effect has been lingering down past on all generations of Israelites, because we beat them up 95% and just left 5% or whatever and said, okay, so we allowed them to influence us over time, right? With their gods and their mighty ones and their strong ones, right? So, but going back, so that's Deuteronomy 7, right? So, but Deuteronomy 12, right? It says, these are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land. Now, I'm not sure for you brothers and sisters out there that will or might be, or you will come across this video. That land is not America, South America, Central America, South Africa, North Europe, East Asia. We know what land that is. You have the land of Canaan, then you have the land of Israel. So our problem is the reason why we're so confused about certain issues is that we haven't done the correct things to be put back into the land, to be away from these other nations so that they don't have any influence on us. And we can let the Most High sort us out. But as long as it's some other nation, a heathen saying, well, no, actually today's date is the, and shut up, get your ass out of here. You know, you're not even supposed to be here, you know? So to keep reading, what ye shall observe to do in the land. And that's our land, which the Most High, thy power of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that ye live upon the earth. Now, this is our problem. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods. So if you want to, for you brothers and sisters, if you're in a camp or in your thing, let's start with verse 1. And then, so we got verse 1 out the way. So here's my thing. If you want to celebrate the Passover, if you want to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles, if you want to do this and you live in America, first do this. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods. So for you you camp members, you people in church, you shouldn't even be in church because it should be destroyed. Okay, that's part of the reason why we're in confusion, because see, Jesus will, or YHWH will tell us don't worry about that, when even himself went to the synagogue and kicked over the tables, you know. And I know none of these brothers is doing it. They want to use that as metaphorical. Well, he metaphorically kicked over the table. No, there's no way you can metaphorically kick over a table. It's I kick your table over or I don't. You know what I'm saying? So it says, ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains, upon the hills, and under every green tree. So we see churches on every corner. We see brothers standing on those corners talking that BS. We see mosques. We see different places of worships. We see temples. We see Buddhist temples. We see the Nation of Islam, Muhammad's mosque. We see all these things, but yet they still standing. When if you want to call whatever land you in, if you want to call that home and you want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and you want to celebrate these days, you have to do this first. And ye shall overthrow their altars. That's not metaphorical. And break their pillars. That's not metaphorical. And burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods, and destroy the names of them out of that place. So if you're an Israelite living in Thailand, and you thinking you an Israelite and you want to celebrate the Passover, first of all, you need to go to that Buddhist temple, kick over all that stuff, set it on fire, karate chop the Buddha, and let them know, you know, ain't none of this popping off no more. Okay. Now, verse 4. Ye shall not do so unto the Most High your power. Okay, you always got to big up the Most High. You ain't no tearing down the Most High. And that's what a lot of these people who believe in Jesus don't understand, is that you can come back to the Most High. You know, we're not supposed to, you can get rid of Jesus all day. Now, watch this. Verse 5, but unto the place which the Most High your power shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even until his habitation shall ye seek, and thither shalt thou come. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offering, your sacrifices, your tithes, your heave offerings of your hand, and your vows, and your freewill offerings, and the firstlings of your herd and your flocks. It doesn't say nothing about cash money. It doesn't say nothing about a building fund. It doesn't say nothing about buying a purple shirt with a Hanukkah, the candle, whatever.
Hold on. Let's take some shots. The menorah, or the leather outfit, or the one that look like rags the riches from GMS.
Yeah. Or the Sim Salabim. Yeah. With the white shirt. I mean, the white shirt. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I totally agree. If we want to practice, if we want to practice doing these now I'm not, you know, I'm not going to call them like rituals, but if we want to practice these things, then let's start with what it says before it says what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to overthrow these altars, break down their pillars, right? So, and there, at verse 7, and there ye shall eat before the Most High your power, and ye shall rejoice in all ye put your hand into, ye and your households, wherein the Most High your power hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. So all the camps, it shouldn't be one camp celebrating this on this day. It shouldn't be GMS celebrating 3 years ago. They celebrated the Passover in February. You see what I'm saying? They did that, and had the whole. You remember that?
When it was cold.
Yeah, it was snow outside, right? And some of the members was like, I don't agree with that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, before we even do that, you know, it shouldn't be nothing standing, okay? And then you should not, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. It's not about what I think. It's not about what you think. It is what the Most High says and what we have written down with the information we have available to us. See, for ye are not yet as come to the rest. We have no rest, and to the inheritance which the Most High your power giveth you. All right. So, but when ye go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the Most High your power giveth you to inherit, when ye given you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Most High your power shall choose to call his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, and the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Most High. All right. So I could keep reading, but I don't want to take it up. Now my thing is, I don't mind us practicing. I don't mind the gathering and we getting together and having a barbecue, but I'm not going to have a barbecue a block away from a wicked Mormon church and turn around and see Jehovah's Witnesses, or go down the street and see these other people doing other abominations according to what the Most High says. So that's a number one problem too, and we need to learn how to take things one step at a time.
All right. So I want to ask Brother Ezekiel a question, because I know the New Testament, it says that the Most High doesn't dwell in temples made with hands. I know Brother Ezekiel disagrees with that. I want to start with, let's go to Deuteronomy 16:16. And then I have a question for Brother Ezekiel. You know, does the Most High dwell in temples made with hands?
But of course, Shlomo, Solomon built the temple just for that purpose. David wanted to build it, had too much blood on his hand. The Most High said he delighted in that building, and the Most High said that he comes over the mercy seat in the midst of the cloud over the mercy seat. That's matter of fact, when you go to the book of Haggai, hold on one second. When you go to the book of Haggai, let me share something real quick with you. Haggai chapter 1. Let's see what Yah himself says, right? Let's see what Yah himself says. So that way, if Yah say he does it, then we ain't got to worry about it. Check this out. Haggai chapter 1. Can y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says, in the second year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, came the word of Yah by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Yehudah, and to Yahushua the son of Yosadek the high priest, saying, verse 2, thus speaketh Yah of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house shall be built. Whose house? That's 3068. Now it's gonna say Jehovah there, and I think we really need to start. We're gonna deal with this. I think our next week we're gonna deal with the name, this sacred name, so we can get this. All this stuff needs to be revealed. So we know this is the Most High. He says that the time up, and the Most High speaketh. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say the time has not come that the Lord's house should be built. Verse 3, then came the word of Yah by who? Haggai the prophet, saying, is it time, for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? Now therefore thus saith YHWH, consider your ways. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes. Verse 7. Thus saith YHWH, consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith Yah. Ye look for much, and lo, it came to little. When you brought it home, I did blow upon it. Most I got rid of it. Why? Saith YHWH, because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man to his own house. The Most High keeps saying this is what? His house. Verse 10. Therefore, the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. Verse 11. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of thy hands. And verse 12 says, Then Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Yahushua, the son of Yosadek, the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of Yah their strong one, and the words of Haggai the prophet, as Yah their God had sent him, and the people did fear before Yah. Watch what it says, the next two verses. Verse 13. Then spake Haggai, Yah's messenger, and Yah's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith Yah. Verse 14. And Yah stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor, not king, governor of what? Yahudah. See that? Captain, deputy, governor. We don't have kings. And the spirit of Yahushua, the son of Yosadek, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people, and they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts, their God. It's his house. That house, now listen, this ain't no shotgun shack, all right? This is the temple they're talking about. Because when we came out of captivity, in the second year, you go to the book of Ezra, it tells us that we laid the foundation. Then our enemies of Yehudah, they came and said, hey, man, we want to build with y'all. And then Zerubbabel and Yahushua said, nope, not today, player. We'll do it our own. Then they went and told the Persians, hey, if you let them build this temple, they're going to have a mean city. They ain't going to pay tribute. They ain't going to do this. They ain't going to do that. And when Darius saw that, he said, you know what? They do have a history of insurrection. So they made us stop building the temple. That's why Yah say it's time to build this temple, bro. And he called it what? His house. I didn't say it. Now that garbage New Testament talking about he don't dwell in temples made with hands. Why is Yah cursing the children of Israel, blowing on what they have, not giving them droughts, not letting them have their fruit, not letting their livestock prosper, and not letting them drink and have enough, not letting them save money. All of that because they didn't build the house of Yah. That's another contradiction from the New Testament.
Okay, all right. So for those who don't know, Israel's in exile right now. We can prove that. And when Israel returns to the land, the temple has to be rebuilt. I want to deal with that for a second. There's Deuteronomy 16:16 that I got one more scripture, Ezekiel 20.
Hold on 1 second. What chapter you want to pull?
This is Deuteronomy 16:16. You know, when amongst the one Western, is that when we come out of exile, pass under the right of the covenant.
Exodus chapter 20.
No, Deuteronomy 16:16.
Uh-huh.
And then we go to Ezekiel 20.
Yeah, I'm saying the rod of the covenant is Ezekiel 20. Yeah. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, 16:16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before Yah thy strong one in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before Yah empty.
Yeah, so there's 3 days we must appear before the Lord. You know, I want someone to drive that point home. So the one Westers are teaching that. We're getting bad feedback. camps are teaching that when Israel comes out of exile, they go back into the wilderness. The way after Israel came out of Egypt, they went to the wilderness and then they went to the land of Israel. So they teach, according to Ezekiel, they're misinterpreting Ezekiel 20. They twisted.
Yeah. Breaking up.
Yeah, they're gonna go. We're gonna go to the wilderness before we go back to the land of Israel. I want to deal with that. Ezekiel chapter 20. Ezekiel 20 talks about the wilderness of the people, and that verse has been misinterpreted by the One West camps. They think it means they're gonna go back into the wilderness, the actual wilderness. And I know Brother Zeki want to comment on that, Brother Ezekiel 20.
Yeah, because ain't no idolater going back to the land.
Yeah. Well. Can I give my 2 cents? Okay. Yeah, the wilderness. Okay, the Most High looks at us as like trees. Okay.
Preach about Brother Zeki.
Huh?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Okay, so Ezekiel 20, 33 through 44, right? It says, I'll bring you out into the wilderness of the people. Now, that right there is has a lot of connotations. People think it's a physical place, or the wilderness of the people is like when you go somewhere, like we would have never met each other if it wasn't for the internet. All right, so you can meet people in the wilderness when you out and about, right? And now the Most High is going to deal with you, just like how when you go on a debate platform and someone has their point of view, you have your point of view, you use scriptures and they use scriptures or whatever they want to use. Well, if your way of thinking and your way of living does not align with the Most High, then you're going to be dealt with, because somebody can easily come and just crush your whole foundation with like 3 questions that you cannot answer. So and it says 20 and 35, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face in your presence. The Most High, most people, 97% of people that I know have phones, and their phones have internet, and if they want to read the words for themselves, they can. But sometimes they choose to look at Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and all that other stuff that they want to spend their time doing. But the Most High is dealing, like when people come across a Torah and Tanakh only brothers channel, you can tell that they feel some type of way and they get dealt with, and all you doing is using the words. A lot of people, a lot of Christians, what they like to do is they like to use one verse and then get to yapping the yap for an hour, and they can't explain themselves. And then you, being Torah and Tanakh centered, you'll go right to the verse in the chapter and say, well, read this. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High is pleading with his children who are in idolatry right now, through brothers and sisters who's trying to show other brothers and sisters that, look, man, if we don't align ourselves, then you go get left back in the dust. Way in the back, you go get left, and you're not going to be able to enter, because we're not going to let nobody come in with no Jesus, because all you're going to hear is people beat up on your idols. And then if you don't like that, then and I will cause, I'll keep reading, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness in the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Most High Power, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. So it's, you go get this work. You spewing a lot of witchcraft. You talking about divination, and you reading into your horoscope and doing all that and drawing lines and drawing pictures, and you're going to get dealt with. And the Most High says, I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Most High. So what's going to happen is everybody's going to be talking their angle of how they see fit. And what's going to happen is they're going to say, yeah, I got the right way in their mind and their own thinking. And when they get there, they're going to realize, oh my God, I can't walk around all these people with this, Jesus character, or with this Muhammad character, or with this Buddhist guy, or whatever it is that you believe in. You can't come around that, and you're going to you won't be able to enter. You won't be able to come around your brothers and sisters, and you're going to be left behind. So, and then just the last thing, as for you, O house of Israel, thus saith the Most High Power, go ye, serve ye everyone his idols, and hereafter also, if ye will not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my holy name no more with your gifts and with your idols. So don't come over here talking about, yeah, but Jesus, I got something for you. If you come over here with that Jesus talk, I'm gonna knock you out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear it. If we over here trying to do what the Most High say, and you like, so, but what about Matthew? What about that right hook? What about that? You know what I'm saying? And then after you wake up, then all of a sudden is, do you want to get this work? Do we have to? This is what we have to do. So with brothers, we kind of hard-headed and stubborn. We don't think that the Most High is dealing with us when we come across these videos, and we come across other brothers who show us ways and help us out. And the people who are stuck in their various forms of idolatry and law breaking and sins, then they're going to be dealt with. And I just used a right hook as as a physical meaning to something that at first will be spiritual. We will show you the way first, but then if you don't get it, there's going to come a time where you're going to get dealt with.
Right, definitely. So I know Brother Zeki was saying we're already in the wilderness of the people. You want to talk about that, brother?
Well, yeah, like I said, if it was talking about non-Israelites, then if it was talking about Israelites, it would just say, how can you be in the wilderness of your own people, If you're in your own land, we'd be in the land of Israel, right? If we were amongst Israel, we'd be in the land of Israel. So we're in the wilderness of the people. What people? The other nations. And this is why we're picking up all these bad habits. Like I said, you got, like the brother just said, one camp. Passover took place in February, right? Another camp, it's going to be March 25th. Another one, March 27th, right? Is anybody really reading the book, man? Okay, look, let me ask y'all the brothers a question. If Yah said that going forward, you and one of your family members is going to die every 14th day of the 5th month, right? So you say April, May, June, July, August. So every 15th day of the 5th month, you and then one of your subsequently, one of your family members would die every day on the 5th month, 15th day. With that, in the next year, would that turn to be the 12th day? Or would it still be what he said? If I tell you I'm going to come pick you up and we're going to go out shopping somewhere on April the 12th, on the 12th day of the 1st month, April, are you going to be looking for me to come on the 6th? Rob, remember when you came down to Shreveport from California? Yep. Remember when you came? Yeah, okay. You told me a certain time you were going to come, right?
Yeah.
Would it have been logical for me to expect you 2 weeks earlier?
Nah, that'd be crazy.
So why is the dates changing every year?
The heathen sought to change the time.
That's it. And that's all it is. Watch this here. Let me show you how easy this is. Watch this here. Check this out. And I know, Brother Chris, I think I heard you wanted to say something, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a chapter where Peter and them are collecting money. I'm gonna rail that tonight. I'm gonna rail that. We gonna get it in tonight. He wasn't commissioned to do that
at all. Check this out. Check this out now. Leviticus chapter 23, right? It says, now if you see, I got it right here. Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, April 15th to April 21st. Now you might look at that and say, no, I say the 14th day. Yes, but the 14th day what? At evening, when it gets dark, is the 15th day. This is why Yah had them write it like this, because the Edomites and all his supposed wisdom, retarded Jews, they didn't understand what Yah was doing. Yah was making it crystal clear where we would never get confused. And it's too late to pull it back now. Look what it says. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 5 through 8. In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yah's Passover. Now, if it's the 14th day of the first month, why is it in February for one count, then this year's in March, the 14th day at even? Watch what it says. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread unto Yah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Well, guess what? The 15th day at night, didn't they eat the what? Lamb with the bitter herbs and with the what? Unleavened bread? 7 days, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's 7 days. April 15th through April 21st, and it never changes. That's why Yah said, this month shall be the beginning of months for you, the month of Abib. Now, what happened? All of a sudden, you see Israelites talking about what? You see Israelites talking about Nisan. And then they start talking about the Lashawan Kadash. This is the language promised by Yah, the pure tongue of Zephaniah. No, it's not. Because all they did was take the same words and move the consonants and only use 2 vowels, A and I. How is that the pure language?
That's right. That's right.
Listen, listen, you think I'm lying? Check this out. I was once talking to one of these retarded cats. Dude told me, he gave me a list of ancient so-called paleo Lashawan Kadash words, right? I said, hey, man, I said, this ain't no ancient paleo Hebrew. Oh, yeah, brother, you just don't know nothing about it. I said, well, first off, I understand the language very well. And I don't have a problem with you, using it. But I understand the language very well. Very well. Better than him anyway. But like I told him, I said, how is this ancient paleo, but you got a word for telephone? He couldn't see that. He couldn't see that. This man had an ancient word for a device that didn't exist. It's like telling me this is the word for Sony Blu-ray player in ancient Paleo Hebrew. There were no Blu-ray players. Right? Samsung Galaxy Note 8 in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. But see, our people are so simple. They follow behind men instead of just thinking. It's real simple.
Yeah.
But that's not what our people
ain't that what the prophet said? Ain't that what the prophet said? Sadish and dumb.
Sadish and dumb. Hard-headed and hard-hearted. The 4-H club. Remember when y'all was in elementary school, they had the 4-H club? I know we had it called the 4-H club. Hard-headed and hard-hearted. That's what Negro, that's why the Most High told Ezekiel, I make your head hard against their head. Because they hard-headed.
That's right.
And like I said, bro, how do you have an ancient word for a new device? And he still couldn't grasp what I was saying. See, this is where all this garbage has to stop, man. Look, we live by the book. The 14th day at evening, right? 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Not 8, the 14th, right? The 14th through the 21st, and I'm gonna do it again because I love doing this. I when I was teaching my children how to count, I did it with them. They 5 and 6 years old, and they can count better than most Negroes, it seems. 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. That's 8 days. Y'all said 7. So at even, 14th day at even becomes the 15th day. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 7 days. And also, if you go back and look, it's the same principle. Exodus 12, 8, and 10. And you shall eat flesh in that night, roasted with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs shall they eat it. Right? Let nothing remain until the morning. But see, you look at that, and it's not just that. So if you're going to rehearse the righteous acts, because remember, you can't sacrifice anything because we don't have what? Me and the brother Chris was talking about it last night.
No altar.
I get my meat from a place called Jerusalem Market, right? For all we know, the damn lamb can be 14 years old. Because the Most High said to get a lamb for a house and don't even take the innards out of it, the pertinence, the liver, the stomach, the kidneys. Now, I don't eat all that. I'll pinch off it and eat, but I ain't gonna eat all the inside, right? But the Most High said you have to cook it with the pertinence. You understand? He said with the heart and liver all in it, you have to roast it by fire. A lamb for a house. And if a house be too little, you and your neighbor supposed to share the lamb. Negroes ain't doing that. It's a lamb for a house, not a camp getting together, running into it, renting a damn building. Damn, what's wrong with people? Why don't we see anybody in the scriptures saying, let's go rent this building tonight, Ark, and we're going to have a Passover, and we're going to get drunk, and we're going to drink some Crown Royal. Like I said, this is the problem with our people. We are so damn hard-headed, we'll take what y'all say, and then we'll add flavor to it. Y'all say a lamb of the first year, what does a Negro say? It don't matter. Yeah, I get some lamb chops. Now, we can rehearse the righteous acts, but what does the word rehearse mean? Is that game time? Is that when an actor rehearses his roles, or when he rehearses his somebody help me out, what they call it? His script?
What do you mean?
When
practice?
an actor rehearses his script, the cameras are not rolling. Right?
That's
so
right.
It's to get you in the mind frame of thinking like your ancestors. That's why I do it. You know, like I said, that's why I do it. Because I'm showing my commitment to y'all. But at the same time, you won't ever hear me saying, hey, man, if you don't keep the Feast of Tabernacles, if you don't do this, because we ain't got no priest, we ain't got no temple, ain't no blood being put on the altar. And what did Yah say? He said, if you don't put the blood on the altar, it is a sacrifice to devils. But like I said, me and my family, we keep Passover in a rehearsing way. I do not go get a full lamb. I do not kill the lamb. I do not go in my backyard and put it over a big pit and start roasting it. I don't do that. But I do take all the wheat bread and stuff like that out of my house, and I throw it away. It's just a rehearsing the righteous acts. Now, you can rehearse the righteous acts, but if you don't, you're still not doing it correctly anyway. So it's not like if you don't rehearse these righteous acts, if you don't keep this Passover by buying some lamb chops that might be of a 18-year-old lamb, for all we know, right? Just keep it in 100. Could be old as I don't know what. Okay. So like I said, that's what I'm getting ready to do. Right? So on April 15th, that's what I do every year. I go to the market, I buy some lamb, me and my family eat that lamb, bitter herbs, unleavened bread, and then I tell my children the story of what happened. Because remember in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, the Shema Yisrael Yah Eloheinu Yah Echad, it tells us that we're supposed to tell our children, and it also tells us in the scripture we're supposed to tell our children how he delivered us out of Egypt. So when I read that at that table and we're sitting there doing that, I'm immersing my sons in Hebrew culture. That's why I do it. Because ain't no damn Easter baskets around here. Ain't no damn Easter eggs.
That's
all that candy.
Easter bunnies don't have no eggs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't do all that. Birthdays and all this other crap. We don't do all that. So all we're going to do is rehearse the righteous acts. You know, the Day of Atonement, I won't eat nothing. Man, my sons are small. Of course, I'm not going to sit there and make my sons do that. They babies. But my wife and I, yeah, I don't. Rob will tell you, Lou will tell you, Louis will tell you, shit, I done fasted 14 days eating nothing solid. Like I said, every week I'll go at least a day without eating anything anyway. Because I think it's a good thing to train your stomach not to eat. Because you'll start noticing that any ailments you have, you'll heal from them. And then also you save a lot of money fasting. I'm not doing it to save money, but you'll notice that it's better for you health-wise, and you save a lot of money because you're not buying. You realize how much you spend on garbage. And I'm not talking about eating unclean. I'm just saying you spend on a lot of money. A lot of our income is spent on food. You know, because people eat. We've been trained to eat 3 times a day in this captivity. You know, instead of eating once a day, eating once every other day. You know, but I mean, every man can do what they want to do. I'm just saying it's a good idea to try to get yourself in that mind frame to clean your system out. The cleaner your system is, the more in tune you can be with Yah, because Yah ain't dwelling with no filth. So I want the brothers and sisters, and this is the thing about dealing with porn. When you ejaculate, you're unclean. Why would you want to be unclean? Why would you want to lust after somebody that that may be more than likely, I don't know, they because I don't do it, but may be married to another man? Why do you want to look at another married man's wife and ejaculate to her? You're depraved. It just takes some discipline. But see, y'all Christians and y'all Messianics, y'all can just jack off and tell JC you're sorry, and then do it later on that night.
That's right.
So, Brother Chris, I know you want to say
address.
Something. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I want to ask some questions. Rabbi Shalom, you there?
Shalom.
Okay, can we turn to Acts, the 4th chapter, please, verse 32? Because I see a lot of practices that the camps do come from this book.
Brother, go to screen shoot that.
Can we get 32 through 36, please?
You said in the book of Acts?
Acts chapter 4, verse 32 through 37.
Okay, okay, give me 1 second.
Is he there yet? Okay. Hello, can I be heard?
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't even unmute myself. I've been reading. Okay. All right. So Acts chapter 4, verse 32. And I hate reading this garbage, but here it is. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things common. Verse 33. And when you want me to stop, just let me know. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of Jeepers Creepers, and great grace was upon them all. Verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them and brought the prices of the things that were sold. I don't know how they took care of their children. Verse 35. And laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. Verse 36. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet.
Stop. I need to know, when did y'all commission these apostles to do that? Because they're not allowed to do that. The Levites were in charge of that. The Levites were in charge of giving out the tithes to the people. The apostles are now going around telling everybody to sell us your land, because we can go right into chapter 5 and they kill a woman. Her and her husband. That's European.
Hey, don't this sound like Brother Polite?
Yes.
New covenant?
This is not what the Most High wanted for us. You can go right into chapter 5 and start to read, and they kill a woman because she sold half her land and kept the rest for her, kept the money for herself, and she got in trouble. They killed her and her husband, and they didn't steal nothing. It's their property. The Most High said, be prosperous. I need to know, when were the apostles given commission by the Most High first to do this? No one had. We got a Levite bringing money to the apostles' feet. That's against the law. They're not allowed to do that.
Anybody want to defend it? Anybody want to defend? Close it off, son. HEZEKYHWH, close it off. Anybody want to defend why Peter, from the tribe of Judah, was taking up funds, the building fund, selling lands, taking the money, splitting the money?
What is he doing?
His own thing.
Exactly. This is why none of them were saved. This is Roman Catholic Church. This is what they do when they come in and steal your land.
Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. How is it that in the Old Testament, if you love Yah, he saved you, but in the New Testament, if you love JC, you die a horrible death?
That's not salvation.
Well, hold on. Lewis, what happened to Peter? How did he die? Lewis.
Is he there?
Man, y'all probably done cut him to the heart with that verse, man.
I want to go into Acts chapter 3 next.
Well, he got crucified.
Okay, listen. Why is it that in the Old Testament, when you do what Yah say, he prolongs your life and you live to a nice old age? But in the New Testament, if you follow your Savior, you got to die even though he died for you.
I think even Paul got beheaded by Nero, right? You beheaded Paul?
That's what I'm saying. Paul was beheaded. John the Baptist was beheaded. John was sentenced to the Isle. He was put in jail on the Isle of Patmos and Angola, or the penitentiary some damn well, on the Isle of Patmos. That's where he wrote the book of Revelation from. He ain't had no damn paper. Peter crucified. Paul beheaded. What's going on here? Why is it that if you believe in Jesus, you must? And why is it that in the Revelation it says, "And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Christ"? Why you have to die for Christ?
That's what they did when they came and stole our land. Even when they came to the west coast of Africa, They was giving you Jesus and then killing you. People don't see it. I want to go somewhere. I want to read Acts chapter 3. Watch this. It's
Okay,
like 15 laws broken.
Hold on 1 second.
I just want the rabbi to help me out.
Acts chapter 3.
The apostles are not commissioned to collect money from nobody. The Levites were commissioned for that.
All right, you ready?
All right. We're gonna go to Acts chapter 2. I'm sorry, Acts chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Yep. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It is Acts chapter 3. I'm sorry. You're right. My fault. I want y'all to listen to what Peter says.
Where we at? What verse?
We're going to start at verse 17.
All right. And it says, and now, brethren, I wot that through ignorance ye did it, as did also your rulers. Verse 18. But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he so fulfilled. Bullcrap. Verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. Verse 20. And he shall send jeeper creepers, which before was preached unto you, whom the heaven.
Wait a minute. Who preached Jesus?
Bruh.
Let's continue on. I'm not even done yet. I ain't even got where I wanted to go yet.
Whom the heaven must receive until the times of restitution of all things, which God hath spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began. Noah didn't say nothing about it. Abraham didn't say nothing about it. But he said all his holy prophets.
Jacob didn't say nothing.
But they was all, he's talking about all his holy prophets, though. Zechariah didn't say nothing about it. Isaiah didn't say nothing. Isaiah 52 and 53 is not about him, but let's keep going. Verse 22. For Moshe truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you, Yahushua ben Nun, like your brethren and like unto me, him shall ye hear in all things, whatsoever he shall say unto you. Well, I don't listen to JC, if they're trying to say this JC. Verse 23.
Okay, keep going.
And it shall come to pass that every soul that which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. I'm still here.
Okay, stop there. I want to say something real quick. Now, y'all hear what Peter just said. Peter is saying he's that prophet that must come and everybody got to listen to him. If he's preaching Jesus and you got to listen to Jesus, our law tells us we can't talk to the dead.
And
we're not allowed to do that.
We only deal with Yah.
That's it. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
I say this, I mean, in the Apocrypha, which was is a book that was taken out the King James Version after 1611. If we look at the 1611 King James Bible, it's still there. It's still in there, right? There's a guy named Jesus in the Apocrypha, yes. Now, Sirach, also called Ecclesiasticus, he had a son named Jesus. But there's another Jesus in the book of Ezra that's talked about. And we know that Jesus himself practiced high holy days from the Apocrypha. What was the name of that holiday, brother? In December, was it Hanukkah? Would they practice when? Can you tell me a little about the history of Hanukkah? Yeah, go, brother.
Yeah, that's garbage. That Hanukkah garbage they into.
Hold on. No. Hold on, Rabbi. We gonna deal with these texts first. We got to deal with what we talking about.
Right? Can you tell me about Hanukkah? Was it about Antiochus, right? Am I right?
By the Maccabees, right? But here go the thing. Chapter 4, verses 1 through 2 say, "Do not take or add to the law on anything in which I give you." So they have holy days.
Right. We know Jesus celebrated Hanukkah, if I'm not mistaken, right? It was a Hanukkah, brother?
Which is garbage. He wrong for that.
The second,
he said he didn't come to do away with the law.
Yeah. The second, he practiced Hanukkah, right? It was a Hanukkah. Did I get that right?
Yes, he practiced Hanukkah. That garbage. He did.
You talk a little about what Hanukkah is? Like, was it about the Maccabees, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, you're not going to deal with this?
Your mic's muted, Brother Zeki.
That's the Edomites. That's not us. Like, yeah, Hanukkah's dealing with the menorah and with the Maccabees and them doing their own little thing. That wasn't us at that time frame. So that's, yeah, but JC in the book did keep Hanukkah because he's an Edomite, if he exists.
Right. For those who don't know, guys who don't know, Hezekiah believes that the Maccabees were not Israelites because they were claiming that they were from the tribe of Levi. And one of the reasons why they were kings, people say, well, why is the Levitical precept being set up as kings? Because they believed in the curse of Jeconiah, which is about how nobody from Jeconiah's line can sit on the throne. That's one of the reasons why they were set up as kings. But yeah, they were Levites. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what did y'all say about that? What did the Creator say about that? They're adding and taking from the word of the Most High. They're not allowed to do that. This is why we're getting in trouble. You cannot add or take away from the law. You're not allowed to. Haggai in chapter 2, verse 23 gave the signet back.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, well, the scripture saying Daniel's 9, brother. It says that the robbers of thy people shall seek to establish division, but will fail. Which were the Maccabees, which were Edomites who sought to establish division. What's division?
Hold on. Are we going to do this tonight? If you don't want to deal with Acts, if you do not want to deal with Acts, just say, hey, I don't want to deal with Acts, and I'll be fine with that. Because that's something that needs to be addressed. Why is Peter collecting money from the people?
Because he's a Christian.
We'll call Christ first in Antioch, right?
Listen, no. I'm talking about Peter. Okay, we can move on because I know you don't want to address it. Let's continue to move on.
Right. It's debated amongst the rabbis if his name is Kepha in Hebrew. Peter's name is Kepha.
Kepha.
Yeah,
okay.
It's debated amongst the rabbis if he even wrote that. I know one of my rabbi teaches he didn't even write it. So that it's a forged letter. Those letters are forged.
Okay, so the letters are forged. So I can throw away the book of Acts.
Yeah, Revelations 2 and 2.
It's a forged book. It's a forged book.
Revelations 2 and 2. We can read that real quick.
Revelations what?
2 and 2.
I'll read it. I'm back, brothers. I had a phone call. I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience, and how thou cannot bear them which are evil, and thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found them liars.
So Peter's not an apostle, or Kepha's not an apostle. He's a liar. He's a crook. Thank you. You answered it with your own book.
And an apostle just means a delegate, messenger, one sent forth with orders.
To take from the people.
In a broader
That's
sense,
what Peter was doing.
to other eminent Christian teachers. So, apostolos or whatever, a delegate, an ambassador of the gospel, officially a commissioner of Christ.
I know. Yeah,
so
definitely.
That has nothing to do with the Torah or the Tanakh.
Yeah. Most rabbis, Revelations 2 and 2 is applying to Paul. Paul wrote 12 letters, right? He wrote 12 letters. It's about Paul was a false prophet. And who was Paul's student? Brother Zach, was that Timothy or was that Kepha?
Yeah, Timothy. Timothy was.
Yeah, Timothy. If you go to the book, I got a scripture. 1 second.
I know a white guy named Timothy.
Yeah,
I'm saying this book of Acts and tear it apart. Because this is why you got these camps out here collecting tithes, false teachers.
Yeah, I got a 2 Timothy's 1 of 15. I'm sorry, but 2 Timothy's 1 of 15, how they rejected Paul in 2 Timothy's 1. Sorry about that.
But in the book of Acts, We should just burn up this whole book, this whole New Testament.
Listen,
it all need to be burned
that's
up.
why I don't deal with. Like I said, it hurt me to even read it.
It's Acts chapter 3 says, hey, big bro, Acts chapter 3 sets this whole thing off on Christian practices. You see what I'm saying? That's why I brought it up. Peter's telling them to be converted. The Most High said, my people are called by my name, thy name, right? But now you got all these camps running around talking about in Jesus' name, YHWH, whatever. All right, they don't even know that's masonry. You see what I'm saying?
You know what, though?
All of that.
When you
Go ahead.
When you go to Deuteronomy 6 and 4, how about reading 6 and 4?
Oh, we're going to get to Shema. Let's do it.
It says, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Not through their bad witness in heaven. So
that's right.
Why all of a sudden in Jesus' name, B'Hashem YHWH? That's what Zabak can be doing. B'Hashem YHWH. Barakatah.
Yeah.
And
David didn't do it.
Stop it, man. There's only one name by which you can be saved.
One name.
Yeah. It's not Jesus or Jesus or Yahushua or Yahashai.
I wanted to add this. Okay, so I'm not sure if, for the brothers out there who believe in the New Testament, the first or the oldest complete New Testament is the Codex Sinaiticus, and that dates to the 4th century. So that's 300 years, right?
Not Rob. 4th century, like you said, 300 plus years of nobody seeing this man or knowing anybody from this story.
Yeah. And on top of that, the Codex Sinaiticus in the book of Mark, Mark 16, I think, Mark 16, 9 through 20 in the Codex Sinaiticus, it's not even there. And if you go to, let me see, Mark 16. When you go to Mark 16 and go to red letter, right? If you go to red letter on Mark 16, now anything past verse 8, it was added. But then when you go to verses 15, 16, 17, and 18, then you have red letter. That means, you know, so the oldest complete version of the New Testament does not contain Mark chapter 16 verses 9 through 20, but in verses 15, 16, 17, and 18, we found things that Jesus spoke. Now, that right there should be a red flag for a lot of brothers who believe in the New Testament, because I didn't write the New Testament. Now, if you want me to subscribe to the New Testament, then let's get some things in order. Like, why is there a red letter in Mark chapter 16? So, like, regardless if we're going into the book of Acts, the book of this, the book of that, well, and we don't want to deal with JC and his 2 birthdays and this and that, and did he wash somebody's feet butt naked and things of that nature. I need to figure out, why is it, like, if it wasn't red letter, I would just be like, oh, okay, it was just added.
Rob, slow down. Slow it down. I want you to really repeat everything you just said, because I'm going to tell you, it just went over Negroes' heads that the oldest translation of Mark has none of this crap Jesus is saying. I don't think they grasp that. Just repeat it one more time. Okay, here we go. The first complete copies of single New Testament books appear around 200, and I guess that's AD. The earliest complete copy of the New Testament, the Codex Sinaiticus, dates to the 4th century. So if we go back in time, I'm taking you New Testament Israelites on a time travel trip. So guess what? We found the oldest complete copy of the New Testament.
And then so we're reading it, and then we're going over it, and then it goes Mark 16, and then you bring a Bible back with you. So the King James Version has verses 9 through 20. But when we're looking at the first copy, we don't see verses 9 through 20. And then on top of that, when they did add verses 9 through 20, whenever it was, parts of it contain what Jesus said. So that right there should be the red flag for you brothers and sisters who want to.
Can I say something quick? Can I say something quick to that? I want to reconcile that. I'm not defending the New Testament. I want to reconcile that. In Proverbs 24:13, it says to eat honey, eat the honeycomb. But if you do some research, you know that the honeybee that creates the honey is unclean. And the scriptures say a corrupt tree can't bring forth good fruit. So if the bee is unclean, the honey's unclean. But according to Samson ate honey, and in the Bible it says to eat honey. That's in the Old Testament.
Hold on. Listen. But see, here's the deal. Check this out. What you're doing is you're looking at a translation of what somebody translated, because that word there is not actually honey. It's syrup. But you said Samson ate honey, right? So when I go to Judges, hold on, check this out. Let's see what was going on.
I want to say one more thing before you respond. I know Brother Zeka teaches that honey's unclean, although according to the rabbis it's kosher. Also, he also teaches that chicken is unclean and turkey's unclean for those who eat chicken and turkey.
They are. Listen, it ain't no secret. Go to Leviticus chapter 11 and show me a chicken. Show me a turkey. Listen, I know people like it. Watch this here. You think? Listen, I grew up. My grandmother had chickens. They eat snakes, they eat rats, and when the old people would get ready to cook them, they put them in a pen with the chicken coop wire, and they feed them corn and water so they can clean their intestine tract out because they're unclean. Listen, I'm from the South. This is not hidden. Like I said, I've watched them. I used to kick them and play with them when I was little. I know they're unclean. Now, not only that, check this out. The chicken ancestor is called the jungle fowl. It's called the jungle fowl. If you go back and look up chicken, it'll go right back to the jungle fowl. Show me in YHWH 11 where we can eat jungle fowl. All the birds that fly are listed.
Well, doesn't the Old Testament say the bunny rabbit chew the cud? Don't they? But I know you're saying they don't chew the cud, right?
Rabbits do not chew the cud. That show you, like I said, we know the book has been tampered with. Listen. The mere fact we got the New Testament in the book show it's been tampered with. I mean, we got the New Testament. Look, when you look at chicken, right? You think I'm lying? Talk to anybody. Ask them what alligator tastes like. Ask them what frog legs taste like. They all tell you what? Chicken. It's all unclean. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Now, listen, if we want to make it clean, all we got to do is go in the law. And the law is going to say, you know what? Chicken is clean, or it's not going to mention it, therefore it's not clean. Because what they did was, and you said, well, the Jews, hold on, first and foremost, I already dealt with these Jews. These bastards are not Israelites. Flat out. If you're listening to a Jew for your well-being, you deserve 1,000 deaths by 1,000 left-hand punches. That's what you deserve.
Can we get Bible 24:13 quick to prove that the Bible says you can eat honey? Yeah, then I'll let you respond, brother. Sorry about that.
Listen, it's
so the people can see it.
You say what now?
So the people can see the scripture, Proverbs 24:13.
Hold on, I'll give it to them real quick.
Proverbs 24, Mishlei, and 13.
Okay, let me read this. You ready? Can y'all see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, it says, my son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. Now check this out. I want to show you something real quick, right? To show you what they actually did. When you come back right here, it says, my son, eat thy honey. Dabash.
to be gummy. It says honey from instinctive, but by analogy, syrup. Because what comes from trees? What comes from trees? Syrup, maple syrup, grade A, grade B. Grade B has more nutrients than grade A. Molasses, carob, beets, pure cane sugar. All the sugar we need comes from the land. Now watch this here. When you go into the book of Judges, Samson was eating honey, and the honeybees made a what? A honeycomb in the carcass of a dead lion. And what did he do? He went and took that dead lion, right? Let me know if I'm making it up. Took the honey out of the dead lion, scooped it up in his hand, and gave it to his mama. Now let's see why he did this. Because see, this is the problem with most of our people. If you going off almost anybody in the book of Judges, you better be careful what you're doing. Judges chapter 17. Okay, let's see what it says. Check this out. Judges chapter 17, verse 6. Can you read that for me? Because I know you can see it. You see that? I'm going to highlight it for you. Somebody read that.
In those days, there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which is right in his own eyes.
That's why we going into number captivity in the book of Judges. You can find over 10 captivities in the book of Judges by itself. Mesopotamia, right? All these different Canaanites, Philistines, right? Why? Because in those days, there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. They wasn't following the law. That's why Samson, who was supposed to be a Nazarite, would go drink wine, would go eat honey out of dead carcasses. It just told you in the law that if you touch a dead carcass, you unclean. This nigga eating out of it. And not only that, the Most High told us not to do what? Take a daughter of give our sons or take their daughters from the land of Canaan, right? What did Samson do? He went right up to Delilah, a Philistine.
A Philistine. 14-3.
And what about his first wife? His first wife died. Remember, they burned her in the house. If I'm not mistaken, she was a Canaanite. Why? Because every man did what was right in his own eyes. This is why the book of Judges, you don't see number captivity after captivity after captivity.
And let me add on to that. That's where we get the story of Jephthah making a foolish vow before the Most High. And everybody think that was a righteous sacrifice. And I keep telling everybody he did not sacrifice. He did not sacrifice his daughter. She did not have children. They don't understand this.
The Most High just cut his bloodline off because he wanted to brag and boast and be like, yeah, now I'm over y'all.
Hey, easy work, man.
So check this out.
Easy work.
Hold on 1 second, all right? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something, okay? I want to show you something. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something, okay?
That's why Solomon ruled the way he did. He was hard on the people. He wasn't finna mess up. We know he eventually went off.
Check this out. I want to show you two things, okay? Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. 1 second. Check this out. And I'm going to show you. We're going to go through this real quick. Won't be long at all. Won't be difficult. Won't be hard at all. Check this out. All right, here we go. Because I got some notes on that. I don't know how I knew somebody was going to bring that up. Check this out. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen with y'all so you can see my copious notes. Check this out. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
All right. Check this out. It says uncleanness of the honeybee. According to the law of Yah, the honeybee is considered an unclean creeping thing that makes honey that comes from bees also unclean. Now watch this here. When you go into the book of Leviticus, it tells you any insect that does not leap upon the earth is unclean. That's why we can eat the locust, the grasshopper, the bald locust, right? Let's read it. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 20 through 22. It says, all fowls that creep upon all fours shall be an abomination to you, like a bat, right? Watch this here. Verse 21. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creepy thing that go upon all fours, which have legs above their feet. A bee has legs above its feet, right?
Yeah.
But it says to what? To leap with all upon the earth. Bees don't leap. Verse 22. Even these of them you may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle locust after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. All creeping things may be eaten, must use its leg which are above his feet to leap upon the earth. The honeybee has 6 legs above his feet, but it does not use its legs to leap upon the earth. The honeybee does not fit the characteristics of a creeping thing, which may be eaten, therefore it is unclean as well as the honey it produces. Now check this out. Here come these facts. The definition of honey. Honey, a syrup made from dates and grape juice. Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary, page 779. Showing you these people know exactly what, but you look at the word honey and you think of Honey Nut Cheerios and the damn bee. Because we've been trained. But listen, Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary, page 779. What does it say? Honey, a syrup made from dates and grape juice. Strong's Concordance, Hebrew 3293. Honeycomb forest, wood thicket, wooded height, origin from an unused root, probably meaning to thicken with verdure. Now watch this here. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 24. It says, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Yah, your strong one, which have separated you from other people. Honey is produced from trees, sugar canes, plants, and different types of fruits. The land itself provides the honey that may be eaten. Other types of honey, syrup sweeteners. Because remember, I showed you the word honey. It said what? Syrup. Molasses is a viscous product of the refining of sugar cane or sugar beets into sugar. The word comes from the Portuguese malaco, ultimately derived from male, the Portuguese and Latin word for honey. Molasses is produced from carob, grapes, dates, pomegranates, and mulberries. Now watch this here. Maple syrup is a syrup usually made from the xylem sap of sugar maple, red maple, or black maple trees, although it can also be made from other maple species. These are just some types of honey that come from natural resources. The earth itself produces honey for human consumption. Now watch this, Judges 14, 8, and 9. And after that time, he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of a lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took thereof in his hands and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. First off, think about what he just did. This man scooped up a handful of honey, and then listen, if you walked up to your mama right now with a handful of honey and said, eat some of this, would your mama slap you? Would your mama or your daddy eat honey out of your hand?
No.
But watch this. I'm going to show you why they did. Watch this. And it says, and he took thereof in his hands and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them, and they did eat. But he told them not that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of a lion. Honey bees produce honey and form combs inside the carcass of dead animals. Humans are not to eat anything that comes from dead carcasses. This is an unclean characteristic of the honeybee. During the time of Samson and the judges, everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Judges 17 and 6. That's why his mama ate it out of his hand, because they was retarded. See, it's that easy. But see, we want to, like I told you, I done gave you the history on honey, the Latin it comes from. I gave you the Holman Bible Dictionary that said what? Let's get it one more time. And I'm going through another one right now to see if it's in here. It says, definition of honey. Honey, a syrup made from dates and grape juice. Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary, page 779. Huh? Is that? So I gave you a source, right? But you keep following these Jews, and these Jews gonna get you jacked up.
Definitely. Well, actually, but doesn't the scripture say that
Hold on, stop. Hold on. Listen, check this out, y'all. Check this out. I'm finna share my screen. Check this out, bro. I just went in another dictionary I got here at the house, right? Check this out. Check what this says. Check this out. Can any let me highlight it. Hold on, goddamn it. Hold on. Because I just went to another one and I'm gonna show you exactly. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Check this out now. I'm finna highlight this because I want y'all to see this, all right? Check this out. This is the definition for the word honey. Check this out. Now, can everybody see what I just highlighted?
Yeah.
I'm going to read it, all right?
The choice article of food.
Yeah, read that for me, brother, if you can. I'm going to try to hold it steady for you.
Yeah. Bring it a little bit closer. Let me get it. A choice article of food. The wandering Israelites described the appealing land of Canaan as the land flowing with milk and honey. Bees were abundant even in the remote crevices of the desert rocks. The principal word for honey also means grape honey, which the Israelites made. This is what Jacob sent.
Grape honey.
This principal word for honey also means grape honey, which the Israelites made. This is what Jacob sent Joseph. Honey was used with pastry. Wow. And mingled with the drink as well as eaten alone. The wild honey which John the Baptist ate could have been either vegetable honey or honey of wild bees.
There you
Josephus
go.
Mentioned
the New Testament, John, it said either vegetable honey or what? Wild bees.
Wild bees.
But the Israelites,
that's a cut.
Grape honey. This is on page what? 229. This is
239, 229.
Of the what? Bible Dictionary and Concordance by what? Charles F.P. Pfeiffer. See that? Charles F. Pfeiffer. I don't want to hear nothing else about no damn honey. Matter of fact, I got another dictionary over here. I'm confident. I got another one over here. I'm confident. I go in the encyclopedia, New Columbia Encyclopedia. I ain't never looked it up. But I know we didn't eat no damn bees. Because bees for no honey for no bees. Because we ain't retarded. Now, during the time of Samson, Judges 17:6, the people did what? Everyone did what was right in their own sight. That's when we was just going off wicked. No king, no governor to rule us and tell us, hey man, follow the law. Notice you don't see no priest really. Samson running around, sleeping with foreign women, eating honey, feeding his mama honey off his fingers like he a freak. Check this out. Showing you, when you see that word honey, you thinking about honey, but showing you that the scholars know what time it is. Grape honey from vegetables. Let me show you. Check this out. Let's see. Okay, it starts off talking about, man, I hate this. Well, I don't hate it because this is one of them dagger books here. But it's so damn. Honey is right here. Let me see if I can. Mama, hold on. Can you see that? Honey?
Yep. Bring it a little bit closer. Yep.
Okay, on page.
It.
What page is that? Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. That's page at the top. 1,264, it look like. Let me see if I can. I don't want to tell my book. As y'all can see, it's a pretty big book. I don't want to tell it.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. Okay, as you can see, honey, it starts
sweet viscid fluid produced by honeybees from the nectar of flowers.
Okay.
The nectar is taken from the flower by the worker bee and is carried in the honey sac carried in the honey sac back to the hive. It is transformed into honey by enzymes produced in the honey's eating shit.
What the bee does is, for that type of honey, the bee takes it, throws it up, puts it into another stomach, throws it back up, chews it, passes it to another bee. Then
we wouldn't do that with our own mama.
Then that bee does the same thing until it becomes a liquid. Then they take it and they spit it back out into these honeycomb containers because bees eat honey. That's their food. But when you look down here at the bottom, it says, hold on, HEZEKYHWH. When you look down here at the bottom, it says, the flavor and color of honey depend upon the kind of flower from which the nectar was taken. Example, linden honey from Czechoslovakia, lavender honey from France, and wild rose honey from Greece. Much of that produced in the United States is the pale, delicately flavored alfalfa and clover honey. Among the numerous other blossoms yielding nectar are those of the basswood, buckwheat, orange, palmetto, sage, and tupelo. The leading producers of honey are Argentina, Australia, Canada, and United States. So it says from earlier times until sugarcane became commercially important, honey was a major sweetening agent. Now, as you just saw, I went and showed you how there's two types of, well, more than two types, but there's two ways honey is made. From the bee, which everybody knows about, but the other one I read from you and the one I read from in here, grape honey that the Israelites was dealing with. Now, why did he put that in there and not just say honey like honeycomb, like goddamn Honey Nut Cheerios? They know, like I said, they know it's unclean because they know it's unclean, but they know you ain't gonna buy this book and read it.
All right. Well, this is it's an irrefutable fact. If you go to any Jewish store that sells any food or anything, condiments, honey is certified kosher. That's a fact.
Yes, by who? Not by Yah, but by who? The Jews. Remember, the Jews are Edomites. Esau doesn't keep the law. HEZEKYHWH, does Esau keep the law? You know what I'm saying? See, if my baby know he don't keep the law, right? Don't keep the law, do it. My baby don't. Come here, son. Does Esau don't keep the law, right? Exactly. Even a 6-year-old know that. So why Aldos don't? All right, big head. A 6-year-old know who Esau is and know he don't keep the law. What did Yah say? And from generation to generation, he shall have what? War with who? Amalek. Esau.
Amalek.
Who's that? Amalek. A 6-year-old know.
Yeah, me.
Funny, Amalek ain't nowhere in the New Testament, huh?
Exactly. And guess what? Like I told him last week, we didn't even know Herod was an Edomite until we went to secular sources outside the Bible. Because Jesus never called him one.
That's right.
So if you keep following these Jews talking about what's kosher, chicken kosher to them, bees kosher to them, everything you can think of is damn near kosher. All right, go in there, go close the door for daddy, okay? Everything is kosher for them. And we keep running around. Oh, they put a K on it. They put a U. Remember yesterday what you told me? Oh, there's 2 types of kosher. Bro, kosher mean clean. How is that 2 types of clean? That show you. We follow these so hard that these people got 2 types of kosher. If your shirt just came out of the washer and it ain't got no spots on it, ain't it clean? If it got spots on it, it's not clean. How's that 2 types of kosher? 2 types of clean. I guess there's clean, then there's really clean. Come on, man, stop it. Like I said, we know the temple with the book. That's why y'all said I would have perpetual war against what? Generations of Amalek from generation to generation. That's why I told you that guy Levite Khan, that damn Jew that come on my comments talking. Like I said, his name is offensive to me. They don't kick no laws. And they teach you to break them. Like I said, every industry they control. Pornography. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I remember when I was a teenager, back in the 90s, you had to pay for pornography. Does anybody else remember that? Pornography was not free. Now, all of a sudden, pornography is free for these children. You had to sneak and get a little book from your friend, or we used to call them little VHS tapes, little flicks. Now, your child can pick up a phone and just type in sex, and porn gonna come up. They ain't asking for no date, no age, or nothing. And you see homosexuality is decadent, and decadence is all around the world. You go to Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, gay parades, the largest parades on the planet. These same Jews that you keep telling me, oh, it's kosher. The damn Jew will tell you cow milk is kosher to the damn Jew. You don't see nothing about y'all telling us to drink no cow milk. That's why when you give cow milk to children, they get stopped up with mucus. So you give them goat milk. The cow milk is to produce the body of a 700-800 pound animal. The milk of goats is to produce an animal about the same size as a human being. Then cow milk has casein in it. The same thing you make glue with. Why do you think Elmer's glue is Elsie the cow as well? Hold on. Check it out. Check this out. Because I'm going to show you. This is the problem with our people. I'm going to show you. Check this out. Check it out.
So, brothers and sisters, we're in overtime. We started late today, so we're going a little bit later tonight.
Hold on. Just check this out. I want to show the people this real quick. It even looked like a damn gallon of milk. And they even sell it in the gallon. And what's on the top of that?
Damn cow.
Now watch this here. Type in Elsie, the cow. Borden, milk.
Look, not to mention it's a female cow. Hathor,
Exactly.
Think about it. See the sun rays around her? See the sun rays around her? That sun ray around her?
Yeah.
See underneath the Borden? See that sun ray? Y'all got to wake up, man, and see this stuff, man.
Like I said, and you can go, why you think the mascot for cows and milk is a damn cow? Both of them look the same. One is a female, one's a male.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? So you go to images.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Elsie the cow?
Now, what do flowers got to do? First thing you should ask yourself is, what do a flower got to do with some damn milk?
Exactly.
That's a sun ray. That's a sun ray.
And you saw the sun underneath it, right?
Right.
You saw the sun, underneath it. Ain't this it right? Hold on, where is it? This one here?
Right there.
Right there.
You got to wake up. People got to wake up and know what they doing.
Now check this out.
I got one for you. Since you right there, type in kosher pork. Do that for me.
Okay, hold on, watch this here. Casein, right? Casein. From Latin caseus, cheese, is a family of related phosphoproteins. These proteins are commonly found in mammalian milk, comprising 80% of the proteins in cow's milk. See that? Look how 80% of it is the proteins are in cow's milk, but if compared to human, 20 to 45 of the proteins in human milk. See that?
Whew.
So now this, and guess what? When you type in casein and you type in glue, casein glue, a natural adhesive. It says this product is made by dissolving casein, a protein obtained from milk, in an aqueous alkaline solvent. So that's why your babies have sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. They can't damn breathe. They get stopped up with mucus from drinking that cow milk. Think I'm lying? Next time you notice this here. Next time you eat some cereal and you drink some regular milk, watch how you cough up mucus.
I don't even drink milk at all. I'm
lactose. Some people do though, and I'm just saying for everybody that's
I was just saying I'm.
Oh, kosher pork, you said, right?
Yep, type that in.
Oh, and listen, hold on. 3 days ago on Boing Boing, Orthodox rabbi declares clone pork kosher.
Orthodox who?
Rabbi.
Now, how do you become a rabbi?
Listen, check this out.
Is it a process?
Hold on, check this out. Check this out. We go. You know what? Let's deal with this. Hold on. This is on Newsweek, right? It's a reputable source, right? Can y'all still see this?
I'm right there right now. I'm already.
It says Israeli rabbi says eating clone pork is kosher. And then it tells you. Let me stop this little devil from talking. Hold on. It says genetic engineering will prevent animal suffering. So the Israeli rabbis that you say is kosher. So I want you to start eating clone pork because clone pork is kosher now. Pork is now clean. Prominent rabbi Yuval Cherlo says meat from a clone pig will be considered kosher under Jewish dietary laws. Cherlo, who is a leading scholar on modern interpretations of kashrut, is advocating for rabbinic approval of clone meats in order to reduce animal suffering, decrease meat industry pollution, and stamp out starvation. In an interview published Wednesday by the Israeli newspaper Yedioth Ahronoth, Rabbi Cherlo makes the case that transgenic or clone meat would not be subject to the same kashrut dietary laws that guide what is kosher or fit for consumption by Jews. Cherlo argues that under the Halakhic system, when a pig cell is used and food is produced from the genetic material, the cell actually loses original identity. What kind of nonsense is that? Everything is composed of cells. How the hell does it lose it?
And this is exactly why we have to be careful of who we look to for spiritual guidance or look to that's not of our nation.
Ooh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'm glad you said that, Rob. Hold on, check this out, bro. I'm glad you said this. Now, as y'all know, I have told y'all that the Palestinians in the land, many of the Palestinians are Israelites, right? Check this out. I think it's under the title Jerusalem in this encyclopedia. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Check this out. 1 second. Hold on 1 second, brothers. Bear with me. I know I ain't trying to hog the shine from you. I know y'all want to go in. And I'm glad you poured it too, Rob. The kosher pork. Now we can eat pork. Most High said we could, but hey, the rabbi said we can, so we're going to follow the rabbis. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
That was a clutch one there. Hold on 1 second. Honey.
Yes.
I mean, Jerusalem. Let me go back to Jerusalem. Hold on 1 second.
In Exodus 20:3, Elohim means rulers, judges, divine ones, angels.
Yeah.
Right? So a rabbi would essentially be a ruler.
Elohim.
Judge. Yeah, Elohim. So when we try to take their advice, we breaking the first commandment. That right there is breaking the first commandment. If you break commandments, then you're going to break laws.
That's it. That's simple. Check this out. It's going to be a good one here. Oh, I'm sorry, brothers. God, dog, hold on. I went in the wrong book. Hold on. Just bear with me, all right? Bear with me, y'all. I mean, we can eat pork now. Y'all bear with me. Hold on. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Hopefully the brother now understand that when these bastards start talking about kosher, I told you they don't follow y'all.
Yeah, they follow a guy named Avaki or something like that.
Yeah, man. People ain't following no doggone y'all. Check this out. Hold on 1 second. I want y'all to see this. Check this out. I want y'all to see this. Let's see. Somebody getting that text message, ain't it? God dog it. Man, I'm trying to remember where I saw it at. But anyway, it says, and it'll come back to me. I hate when that happens. It says, oh, it's on the Jews. I'm tripping. Damn, it's on the Jews. How could I not? Come on, how could I not know that? It's on the Jews. Because I pulled this in one of the videos, but I think it went over people's head. Check what it says. Now, remember what you just said, Rod, right? Us going through, looking at them, following what they say, right? Right? Let's see. Check this out. If I can't find it right here, but I'll just go ahead and say what it says. And then I'll bring it out on the next show. But I hope I find it right here. I want to show y'all this real quick. God, dog, I can't find it. But anyway, what it says that the the Palestinian Jews looked to the Alexandrian Jews for guidance. So those Alexandrian Jews with Ptolemy, those were Edomites, and the people in the land, the true Hebrews, were looking up to them for guidance, just like our people today look at them to see what's kosher. We don't know what's kosher because we can't read. We don't read the book. We say to hell with the book. Rabbi, give it to me. Now remember, Lewis, I want you right now, tomorrow, to write your congressman and tell them you want clone pork meat in the supermarkets and you want it now because it's kosher. See, this is the problem. We keep following these Jews, but I'll bring it out on the next show because I'll find it on the next show where it shows you that the Palestinian Israelites were looking to the Alexandrian Jews for guidance. That's what we do to this very day. To this very day, we're looking at those people and we're thinking that they got the truth. We're thinking that they keep the Shabbat. They don't know nothing about Sunday. They know what it says, but they don't do it. And they don't do it for a reason. They know you're going to follow them. That's why you call yourself a Jew, even though we can't even say it in our language. Then our language is lost. We don't have a language. The Hebrew language is gone. That's why Zephaniah said he got to give us a pure language. Why would he have to give us a pure language if the language still exists?
May I this is not a knock on you, brother. But because you said, you said your name, Rabbi. Do you subscribe to Judaism, brother Rabbi Lewis?
Yeah. No.
I'm just, but you just chose that name because it sounds cool or something. Like, did you know like there's different, forms of Judaism?
You got the Karaite Judaism, right? Was the Karaite? What's the word Karaite mean, brothers?
No, my question was, did you know that there were different forms of Judaism?
Yeah, if you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, okay, they have Orthodox Judaism. Orthodox Judaism, it says it focuses on the traditional teaching of Jewish law and accepts the doctrine of revelation. This means that they believe the written law in the Hebrew Bible and the oral law in the Talmud was given to Moses by God on Mount Sinai, and therefore it is the everlasting and only true guide for Judaism. Orthodox Jews demonstrate unswerving loyalty to Jewish traditions and Jewish law. Then they have conservative Judaism. Like Orthodox Judaism, conservative Jews believe Jewish laws are sacred, but conservative Jews believe that these laws can be changed and adopted, if necessary, to suit the modern conditions of Jewish life. The conservative movement tries to conserve and protect the Jewish faith, but maintains that the Jews are not only a religious group, but also a people with a distinct culture, history, and language. And then they have a Reform Judaism, a Reconstructionist, and a secular humanist Judaism. They have different things. But what I'm trying to say is, brother, like sometimes we look at things and we don't want to see it for what it is. If the Most High says, don't have sex with your cousin, but you over here pouring through your family history to find out, well, how much of a cousin is she? And then you want to have, look, it's millions of women out there. Don't pick her. We have a way of going about things that is contradictory to the law, statutes, and commandments. And what we try to do is we try to pervert the law for our own personal use.
That's it. That's it.
And
Let me ask you a question. Do you know what the Hebrew word is for, Brother Rob, for religion?
the Hebrew word for religion. Let me look that up because
I'll tell you if you don't know. Do you know?
No.
The Hebrew word for religion is dalty. Dalty, D-A-W-T-Y. That is the Hebrew word for religion, and that's what I practice dalty. Now, I know brothers is going to argue me down about that, you know.
Okay. Hold on.
Wait. That's got do me.
Whoa! I need to hear that one again. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Hold up. You said the Hebrew word for religion. Hold on. Let me do this. Tell me if y'all can see my screen. Tell me if it's coming in clear. Oh, wait. Okay. Tell me. Wait, where's it at? Can y'all see that?
Now the screen's really small.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
I can see it.
What does it say?
I did on Blue Letter Bible. I went word search religion, and it does not. It's not in Hebrew. So
exactly. Now
I wanted to know. I wanted to know which.
Hold on. The word religion is Latin.
Yeah, and I was going to say which Hebrew word is it? Like, what? Show it to me. Like, is H4718? Like, tell me that.
Listen, this is what they did.
I want him to do it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
The Jews today made their own little thing up, and they used the word because it's German, it's Yiddish, and they made the word religion in a modern tongue. That's all they did. We didn't have a word called religion. That's simple.
And that's why
Dalit, Alif, Wad, Tet. Right?
Where did you get it from? Because you don't get it from Genesis to Malachi.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you show me that word in the Torah or Tanakh, please? That would help me out greatly in my studies.
If you type in DAWTY religion, you should see the word Dalti means religion in Hebrew.
I'm on Blue Letter Bible right now, and I typed in religion, and the first thing that came up was Acts 26:5, Galatians 1:13 and 14.
Look at that book of Acts.
And
teaching religion.
And the book of James.
Was it a book of Acts?
So I'm like,
I just told y'all that book taught y'all religion. That's why y'all like that, brother Rabbi. You better burn that book. That's a false altar. It'll be accounted to you as righteousness. That's what the Most High said.
What? Okay, so I'm finna type it in. H what? Okay, I'm on another website. Let me see, because this is even better. Somebody told me don't show people. Yeah, I'm trying to look for. Yeah, ancient lexicons for Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic.
There you go, Dalit, Doth.
No. Like, it's in the Hebrew. Who pulling that up? That's you pulling that up. I see it say, I can do that. I'll do that.
That's you shoot screenshot, Ezekiel?
I just pulled it up. That's not ancient Hebrew. That's nothing. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, well, I didn't pronounce that word you just looked at, brother.
Stop.
There you go.
That is Yiddish. Like I said, listen, stop. From Genesis to Malachi, it's over 1,000+ years of history. You don't see the word religion once because it was our way of life.
I found the website. Can we go to Google real quick? I'm gonna tell you what to type in, brother.
Listen, you talking about what to type in, bro? We didn't have a religion.
Type in DAWTY.
I just told you. Watch this here. I'll show it to you.
Got to be a 14th century word.
Hebrew religion. No, not even. I'll just type in Dati. Hebrew religion.
Hold on. Don't you want to get it? Don't you want to get the etymology of it?
Just type in. Don't type in etymology. Just type in Dati Hebrew religion. Then click the first link.
You're clicking a link. That ain't from us. That ain't from our history or lexicon.
Type in religion.
All right.
There you go. See the Lost Book of Thoth? Read that.
You see that? The Lost Book of Thoth is Torah? Are you mad? Hold on, stop.
Yeah.
Do you know who Thoth is? Thoth is the Egyptian god of wisdom. And you telling me that's the Torah? Hold on, let me go to this shit one more time.
Come
Hold on. Do you see this nonsense?
Yeah. The origin of language.
2,000 years of scholarly study of the Bible and other scriptures, and no one noticed that Torah or the names of the Egyptian gods of moon and sun. What else have they missed? I like how they took the head off of Ra as well, right?
Right.
This entire website is dedicated to the author of the Torah, aka the Lost Book of Tah. Let's see who it is. And then watch what it says. This website is about the God Tah use the word letters combination programs to create life. This is my Kabbalah. This is a Jew. But you want to trust these Jews. Let me highlight it. This is my Kabbalah.
And we know who's into the Kabbalah.
Why you found out? You okay?
Really? So now we talking about Tah.
Hey, I know this is a side note, but remember a couple years ago you said why are you still dealing with Judah Natsura? You said he believed in Jesus, and I was like, nah, no, he don't. He beat up on the camps all day, and you was like, nah, he a Christian. Well, this dude is on a platform talking about the Nazarenes versus the gospel or something to that effect.
I told you.
And yeah, and he, you know, with all his Kabbalist witchcraft, this dude is leading his people right back into JC.
Hey, did you see the video I sent you, Rob?
I'm sorry, brother.
Watch the video that I sent you that Brother Joel brought out about that the temple man.
Yeah, I was watching some of that. I had fell asleep last night.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick. Most of the knowledge we have about the Bible comes from the One West camps. They don't use the Kabbalah. I know rabbis who use the Kabbalah, but most of us are under the influence of the One West, under the auspices of One West and what they taught, because they were a messianic group of Israelites, and they are the spearhead of the Hebrew Israelite groups on the internet. So
no, they're not. No, they're not. They are not. Listen. The people of One West, those camps don't even represent 1% of Israel in America.
I'm sure brothers and sisters heard of the Shield Squad. I debated with them, and even they said, you know, it seems like the One West camps are the face of Hebrew Israelitism on the internet. And I didn't make that up. That's what they told me, because I done debates with them. I debated them 20 times.
No, but not on the internet. My wife don't go on the internet.
And they were telling me, you know, brother, you know, GMS, you guys are like the head, you guys are the face of Hebrew Israelitism on YouTube, you know, on the internet.
And the head of idolatry that rape people, that rape women, and don't teach the truth and believe in the myth. That's what I
yeah, if you do research, there are a lot of non-messianic groups on YouTube. I mean, at one point, you know, we're on YouTube, you know, I mean, the non-messianic. Most of the videos you see on the internet, that people are scrutinizing.
Rabbi, listen. When we're talking, you're not addressing what we're talking about. I like how you do it. I'm picking that up. You're very slight of tongue. You can change the topic real quick. We got to start addressing some of these matters.
I told you you'd be doing that. I told you you'd be doing that. Didn't I say
we did not address Acts chapter 3. We did not address the honey and milk thing. We're like skipping past it. Let me explain something to you real quick. You a teacher. The Most High's law say he gonna come at you a whole lot harder than he gonna come at me.
Right. I'm doing that because Hezekiah has to. The show's really a 2-hour show, but we're going over time because we started late. So I know Brother Hezekiah has, you know, he has to go after, you know, and
that's
he can't stay.
Genius. But when we were on the topic, you did not address it. You can say that now, an hour and a half later. But when we were talking about it, you were quiet as a storm getting ready to come. You didn't say anything. Remember,
I had a precept that I was going to respond with, but we switched topics.
You know, real quick. By the way, rabbi is a Yiddish word, by the way.
Yeah, precept.
Well, Prophet 613, they wrote a David Ben Yaakov. Prophet 613 on YouTube did an excellent video debunking this whole Yiddish argument. You guys look at it. Anybody who's listening, listen to this. If you in the archive, you can go to Prophet 613, Daniel's website on YouTube, and he did a video on the whole Yiddish topic. Are we speaking Yiddish? He debunked it.
Ooh, you are good.
Did you know by moving vowel points over, you get a whole nother word? Even though the word you can have the same word. You can use it. You can and move the vowel point over, and it turns into something totally different. Not even changing the letter, just the vowel points, and it's a whole nother word. I'm just saying, and also precept means a command, ordinance, or oracle. A command. So when they say precept upon precept, that's why you're supposed to go back to the law and to the commandments when you're bringing out stuff. You know, a precept isn't just grabbing another verse that you trying to, chain link up for something. But can I ask you this, Rabbi Lewis? Can I ask you a question? Do you believe that the 12 tribes are Negro, or do you subscribe to that chart?
Negro.
Oh, Negroes. Okay, just wondering. And your brothers and your brothers all across the. Okay, the reason why I say that is because there was a GMS group that I had asked them a question, and before I went all psycho on them, but I have that video up somewhere. I just have to find it, but it's still on the internet. So they were talking, and I asked them. I said, "So does the eagle represent Esau?" And they said yes. I said, "So everywhere," and he said, "Yeah, you can see some of Esau has like America is represented by the eagle, Rome represented by the eagle." I said, "So the eagle equals Esau, right?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes." Then I took him to a picture of the Mexican flag, and then he said, "No. See, now you're doing too much." But it's an eagle
with
on the flag.
With the snake clutched.
Yeah. So then they went into something else. They tried to go into something else instead of dealing with it. And I was trying to explain to them that, you see, you can't just be out here saying any old thing. And then when one question comes up, it throws you off. If you enter the Torah and the Tanakh, one question shouldn't, shake your whole foundation. Just like when we say, Jesus has 2 birthdays. We're not saying that because we're mad at Jesus. We're saying it because when you study and you look and you say, well, wait a minute. It says in this book, he was born during this time. And then in another book, it says he was born during this time. Well, if this is supposed to be the most famous man that's come to save the world, you would know. Just like if a spaceship came, right? If a spaceship touched down July 2nd, 3 years ago, you're not going to say, it was like around Christmas time. No, you're going to be like, just like you remember, if you're old enough, you remember when Tupac died. Tupac didn't die in the summertime, in February, in the fall, you know what I'm saying, in the springtime or whatever, in the wintertime. He died when he died. It is what it is. So, like basically we sometimes you have to be willing to shed everything that you know and come as a child. Nobody is perfect, but one question should not be able to confound someone, because like when I talk to people, I say things like, well, Jesus got 2 birthdays, and then they say, well, when was Moses born? Ain't nobody out here putting Moses up like how ain't nobody praying to Moses. People pray to Jesus though, so right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely. But I was listening. But brother Ezekiel, if you look in the chat, if you take the blue thing, I posted Prophet 613's video called "Is Biblical Hebrew Yiddish?" Can you click that real quick? We're not going to look at the video. I just want to click it so people can see it, so they can go check the video out, because we want its own Yiddish topic. It's the word rabbi is Yiddish. Yeah, here it is, brothers. Some say, someone said that the biblical Hebrew, aka Masoretic Hebrew, is Yiddish.
Well, I don't think none of us is saying that the Hebrew is Yiddish. We're saying.
But that's Hezekiah is saying that. That's his claim.
But
I think you on me, brother.
Hold on. Do you want me to beat this shit up real quick in like 30 seconds?
Right. Those who are listening in the archives, that's the video.
Hold on, listen. Let me show you why I'm a monster. Let me show you. I'll show you why I'm a monster. Now, what year did the Masoretes come on the scene?
You go back to the video, brother. You clicked up.
What year did the Masoretes come on the scene?
Somebody wants to respond. I'll mute my mic. Go ahead. You guys go ahead.
What year did the Masoretes come on the scene?
I don't think he knows.
I show him.
Well, I do know. We talked about this a million times, me and Brother Zeki. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead, brother.
You see this here? You see that?
Masoretes.
Do you see that?
Yep.
Does anybody see that? Between the 6th and 10th, between the 6th and 10th centuries?
I believe it's 1008 AD, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. 1008? Let me show you something real quick.
I'm not sure the little guy Codex came. I know that was 1008 AD.
Well, let me just help you out real quick. Let me help you out real quick. Oh, the book is ready. It's waiting. Under Yiddish language. I've read this to you before multiple times. Can you see it under Yiddish language?
Yep, hold it like that, right there. Perfect. The West Germanic group of the Germanic subfamily of the Indo-European family of languages. Although it is not a national language, Yiddish is spoken as a first language about 4 million Jews all over the world, especially in Argentina, Canada, France, Israel, Mexico, Romania, and the United States and the USSR. Before the annihilation of 6 million Jews, which is a lie, it was the tongue of more than 11 million people, growing out of a blend of a number of medieval German dialects. Yiddish arose circa 1100 in the ghettos of Central Europe.
Stop. What year did the Masoretes come on the scene?
It says 1100.
No, what year did the Masoretes come on the scene?
Between the 6th and the 10th centuries. That's what the website says. But there it says 1100.
This is the Yiddish. This is the 1100 when they came on the scene with this language. Yep. Because the Yiddish language ain't. The Masoretes put the nikud on there, and they actually changed the language because they number Hebrew characters with a German language. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's why.
Can you go back to the video, brother, so we can look at that again?
I'm not gonna watch no video. I ain't no.
Not gonna watch it. I just want people to see the link so if they want to go back and watch it.
I showed them the link. They saw the name of the video.
The video is called "Is Biblical Hebrew Yiddish" by Prophet with 3 T's 613.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is when a person say biblical Hebrew, you can't just say biblical. What time frame? Our Hebrew changed when we went into Babylon. When we came out, we weren't saying Abib no more. We were saying Nisan. We started taking Babylonian words. And the Assyrians, when the 10 tribes went into Assyria, it changed. What's biblical Hebrew? That's why it's not a pure language. This is why Zephaniah chapter 3 says what? Let's get it.
Return. I'll do it. I got it.
Okay.
Zephaniah 3 and 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may call upon the name of the Most High to serve him with one consent.
Hold on, stop. So why don't we all call on the name of the Most High? Remember, you said we need to deal with this Yah situation, right? And that's the next we're going to deal with that Yah situation, because this is why none of us are using the same name, because we're going off a language that is not ours. It's that simple. Hold on, listen, watch yourself. Here's a teaser for it, right? The mountain of Yah was called what? Mount what?
Zion.
No, it's Mount Moriah.
Oh, Moriah. Okay, yeah. I figured you was going to. Okay, yeah. Moriah, yeah.
Now, what was the fourth born son name of Jacob?
Judah.
Yahudah.
Yahudah.
See, we'll say that for next week. We'll deal with that next week. We'll deal with that next week. That's easy work. Like I said, we all calling on different names because it's proof that ain't nobody speaking Hebrew. It's proof.
Hey, brother, I done heard in the last week 3 new names for the name of the Most High. 3 new ones that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
I heard someone say this brother Yahweh the Watchman, and he did a video about it, about the true name of the Most High. He was saying what was he say? He was saying Yahweh. Yeah. Then I put Brother Chris on the phone with another brother who I'm not trying to make this up. He was like Yahweh Malaks, something like that. And I was like, what? And he was like, see, I used the Aramaic. And so I was like, well, I've never heard that. And then he was like, look, I'm about to show you. And then he went to one verse and tried to show where in the Bible it would say Lord God. So, I mean, this is exactly why we just need to stick to following the law, statutes, and commandments, because we can just be brought out into the middle of nothingness of conversation and never get anything done.
Yeah, well, Brother Ezekiel believes that the sacred name is YHWH.
Listen, hold on, y'all, listen. Show you how easy this is. Y'all see that? Don't say it. Don't say nothing. Y'all see that? Hezekiah, this is my 6-year-old son. What does that say?
Yah is king.
That says what? Say it again.
Yah is king.
Listen, man, how do babies understand it?
Yeah, it only needed to use this.
How do babies understand it?
Right, but Ezekiel believes that YHWH is pronounced Yah.
Of course.
Not Yahweh or not Yahweh, but Yah.
And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. Listen, next week, I'm going to prove it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That easy.
This is easy.
If anybody's listening in the audience, when people ask a question, is it that easy? I like to tell them, yeah. What's the highest praise? What's the highest praise you can give the Creator? It's hallelujah. You understand what I'm saying?
Not hallelujah, Howard. His son name was not Yahweh Uda. He wasn't on Mount Moriah Howard. Yahweh Rusha.
That's it.
It's right. That simple. Why are we wrestling with this? Listen, the 4th-born son name was Yahudah. The prophet Zechariah, Yeshaiah, Nakim Yah. Hello, why would our ancestors name themselves something that it ain't his name? I mean, damn.
They came right over here. They came right over here off the boats. Obat Yah, Iman Yah, Komen Yah.
When my son, Trina, when my son was born in the hospital, the doctor walked in, saw me write his name, HEZEKYHWH. YHWH. What did he say? He said, what's that again? The damn Jewish doctor walked right in, read it right off the damn wall. Ezekiel. Am I lying? They know. You just don't know. They know.
That's right.
I'm telling you, they know. It's in
They know it. We arguing over doctrine. We arguing over doctrine instead of just returning to the law, statutes, and commandments.
But our ancestors, they got the name of Yah in their name. Listen, when you look at the word Yah, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all one thing. I'm gonna show y'all one thing, right? Watch this here. Check this out. Now, this is crazy. Check this out. Now, let me ask you a question. Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question, brother. If your name is Robert, right? Can your sacred name be Rob?
No, that's just a nick, you know.
Exactly. Check this out. Check this out now. Watch this in now. Check it out. Check this out, brother. Check this out.
Get out of here. There she goes.
Check this out, y'all. Y'all ready? Check this out. I'm gonna end my part with this. I ain't saying nothing else. Check this out. Let me know when y'all ready?
Yep.
Somebody read this definition for me. Hebrew 3050. Hold on, my bad. Hold on one second.
Get out the way, man. Say move.
No. Somebody read that for me right there.
Hold on, let me pull over and read it. Let me pull over so I can read it. I'm driving right now. Hold on, I'm pulling over.
Oh, you want me to I'll read it.
Yeah, read it, Rob. Yeah, read it, Rob. I'm pulling over. Yeah.
Yah, contracted for H3068 and meaning the same. Yah, the sacred name. Yah, the Lord.
Sacred name. How can it be the short and compact name, but it says it's the sacred name? How can the nickname be sacred?
Right.
It's that. And then we look at the prophets, Yeshaya, Zechariah, Nakim,
That's right.
Ziki,
Daniel. We look at all these prophets. The name is there.
He said, my people are called by my name.
By my name.
I don't know why that's so hard.
But it's pronounced. But listen, it's hard because we've been taught. I'm going to show you how YHWH, Yahweh, was because they took the E from Adonai, they took the E from Elohim, and put that in there, and you got Yahweh. I'm going to show it to you. Those consonants like that because they trained us to do it. The same way they told us that this name cannot be uttered. That's a damn lie. The law said we got to call on his name. Swear by his name. But it says Yah. Yod-He is Yah. Now they said Yod-He-Wah-He. But listen, everybody know consonants don't have sounds. How do you pronounce the word W without a vowel? How do you pronounce the hey without a vowel? Consonants don't have sounds. It's just Yah. And it says contracted for Hebrew 3068 and meaning the same. Jah, Yah, the sacred name. The Lord, most vehement. Now check this out. Most vehement, right? And then it tell you names in what? IAH, JAH, right? What does the word vehement mean? Let's look it up real quick. Check this out. Then it said the most vehement, right?
Yep.
Watch this here. Watch what it says. The most vehement. Vehement. Let's go to the dictionary. It says vehement is from Latin and was originally applied to intense natural phenomena. Pain, heat, wind, etc. It is now more commonly used for intense emotions or beliefs. You see that? Vehement.
The Most High said his name is Yah for amongst the heathen, right?
Yes, and it says what? You can use the adjective vehement to describe an extremely strong, powerful, intense emotion or force. And it said the most vehement. That's Yah. And listen, we ain't even went into how Yahweh, Jehovah, all that's garbage. It's just Yah. It's the name of our ancestor. Listen, watch this here. Even niggas in captivity know if your daddy named Robert and he named you after him, he gonna call you Robert Jr. He don't call you Rob. Even niggas know better than that. But we'll deal with that. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna make it real easy, plain Jane. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring all the heat for. We're gonna deal with that. But like I said, as you start with that, and also in this deal right here on the word honey, so you can see it. Lewis, this is what it says. There's Josephus, right? I know y'all love Josephus. Check this out. Look what it says in Josephus. In honey, on the word honey, what does it say? What does it say like that?
Wild honey, which John the Baptist ate, could have been either vegetable honey or honey of wild bees. Josephus mentions honey made from grapes, which is what? Pretty much like jelly, right?
Well, it's gonna be like a syrup. It's like syrup. Yeah, like a syrup. Honey made from grapes. Now, not only that, but up at the top it says what? It says the principal word for honey. Hold on. The principal word for honey also means grape honey, which the Israelites made. And then down here, Josephus talks about grape honey. Josephus. So I don't want to hear nothing about no damn honey no more. Samson did eat honey. He ate bee honey, but he was out of his mind. Judges chapter 17, verse 6. And listen, Rob, you remember that skit D.L. Hewley had?
You go. Hey, okay. All right.
That was my bad. I logged off. My son over here looking up in the dictionary, finding it. You found honey?
Yeah.
Show it to him. You found it? The 6-year-old baby done found honey again. You found it, son? You want to read? You how old are you?
I'm 6.
You're 6. You want to read it for him? Show him how a 6-year-old read. You can read better than the adult. Read that.
A choice add up to
Keep going.
the one
Land of what?
of
Yeah. Flowing with what?
milk
And
and honey.
got that kid genius over here, man. We got the kid Yah.
I
Our
do
dang
that.
from Yah.
Ah,
I like that Judaville back there, boy.
is it your bowl?
You heard me, Rob?
Yeah. Said it, I was reading. Say it again.
I like that Judaville back there.
Oh, yeah. I need to put another light bulb in here. I got a light. I ain't turned the light on. But yeah, I bought that. I forgot Amazon, I think.
Dad, get that.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think that'll be enough for today. But we're gonna get some more people on the panel, and we're gonna go over this whole. Like I said, I really want people to come on and start defending this crap they be talking about.
Yep.
Yes, you guys want to do your closing statements?
Yep. My closing statement is
Let me
repent.
find it one more time.
You want to find it one more time? Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. My son gonna find it again for y'all one more time. Can you find it? Struggling over there, son, ain't you struggling? Alphabetical order, like I taught you. Yeah, but my closing statement is keep the law, statutes, commandments, precepts, ordinances, and judgments. Follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Do, seek, pray, study, and do again. Do what you read. It's that simple. It ain't, listen, black people, Israelite people, we are simple people. And the Creator gave us laws. Laws are always simple because everybody have to follow them even if they don't have a good understanding. So laws are simple. If we don't read it, say we can eat something, then don't eat it. But you got a rabbi. Now, I done heard it all now. Just when I thought Esau.
Found it again.
You found it again?
Yeah.
Okay, you found it again, huh?
I found it again.
Yeah. Okay. Just like when I thought Esau done did it again, man.
I want to do it in one
Okay, let Daddy talk. Let Big Zach talk first, okay? Just when I thought Esau couldn't do it no more, this man done declare pork kosher.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Hey, what'd you say? Just when you thought Esau couldn't do it no more.
Oh, I got some more too. It's some other stuff.
Listen, hey, bring that next week too, all right? Bring that.
So, brother,
I got
Brother Harris, Brother Rob, will make your closing statements.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much I'm just gonna never mind. Now therefore fear. I'm gonna read it as written. Now therefore fear the Lord and serve Him in sincerity and truth, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites.
Check
In
this
whose
out.
land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And also, really quick,
When I take
and-
my son to school in the morning, this is the first thing I show them every morning. When I take them to school in the morning, this is what they read before they walk out the house. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That's simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Hey, brother, I'm gonna go on and head out. Y'all be safe, all right?
all right.
Shalom, huh? All right, brother Chris, you want to close out on anything?
Yeah, all praises to the Most High. Keep the commandments to live. Love your brother, love your mother, love your father. And the book of Acts is fake. Shalom.
All right, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We go.